What the fuck, dude? Wow, indeed, Neptune.
Wednesday, Deathloop.
Well, if that wasn't a laser grid, oh fuck. Oh fuck. Oh shit. No, they're mine, so we're good. Good thing I did that. I was like, oh no.
Thursday, Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney.
Okay. There's no need to look so scary when you ask me. Hey, look over there! Some juicy burgers, let's eat instead. Unfortunately, I'm more of a grilled chicken sandwich man myself.
Friday, The Witcher 3.
Oh yeah, he must be above me. Those guys are below me. Let's go ahead and get all these guys real quick. You say I'll diddle you with your own dingling? Is that what you just said to me, dude? Are you kidding me?
Monday, Grand Theft Auto.
What the fuck was that, dude? Are you kidding me? I just stole this car. Oh, then he's gonna pull me out of my car, dude. You have the audacity.
Tuesday, Lamplight City.
Boom. Oh, look at that. Oh, what the fuck, dude?
Dear God.
What the fuck, dude? Wow, indeed, Neptune.
Wednesday, Deathloop.
Well, if that wasn't a laser grid, oh fuck. Oh fuck. Oh shit. No, they're mine, so we're good. Good thing I did that. I was like, oh no.
Thursday, Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney.
Okay. There's no need to look so scary when you ask me. Hey, look over there! Some juicy burgers, let's eat instead. Unfortunately, I'm more of a grilled chicken sandwich man myself.
Friday, The Witcher 3.
Oh yeah, he must be above me. Those guys are below me. Let's go ahead and get all these guys real quick. You say I'll diddle you with your own dingling? Is that what you just said to me, dude? Are you kidding me?
Monday, Grand Theft Auto.
What the fuck was
All right,
that,
let's get this
dude?
started.
Are you kidding me?
How's it going? Oh yeah, we still got the death counter up there, don't we? Let me see. I can go ahead and hide that real quick. Hide death. Yeah. There we go. It's hidden by me. You got it, Automod. All right. So we are continuing on with some Lamplight City today. I got us right back where we were. So a little bit what happened last time is we're on this case,
Phoenix,
right?
there you are. We
And,
have to get to investigating.
Hey, what's up, Noah? There he is. What's up, dude? How's it going? So we're on this case, and we got to this point where I need to find where this lady's at. And in order to do so, I have to talk to her like her landlord, and her landlord doesn't want to give me the key to her house. But if I fix his boiler, he'll let me in there. But last time I tried to fix his boiler, and I fucked it up. And so we couldn't get that ending. So I went back, played through the entire thing. We got a save point right before we fixed the boiler, so now we can continue on this way. Hey, Crispy, what's up? Good morning, Dom and chat. Woke up before 8 a.m. for once and ordered in breakfast. Ooh, nice. What'd you have, Crispy? I love breakfast food. It's like one of my favorite meals. I haven't eaten breakfast as much lately, but I used to eat it like every single day. Always like cooking myself some scrambled eggs, some bacon or something, or like an egg sandwich or something. But I gotta say, over like the last year or two, I've kind of fallen out of that a little bit. But I do still love breakfast food, that's for sure. Yeah, that sounds awesome though. You guys ready to get into some of this? Let's try to fix this boiler. Now, I'll admit that I did attempt to fix the boiler again once I had fixed the file. I saved and I tried to fix it, and I totally got it. I fixed it all by myself without it, you know, looking at how to do it. So let's see if I can do it again, or maybe I'll fuck it up. All right, let's see here. See, I had more fresh in my mind what I had done last time, so I'm not really sure exactly all I had to do. I think I had to. It's a starter valve. Steam valves, small valves. Turn it to the right. Honestly, I think that's all I had to do. And then I had to start the coal, open the flap, and then hit the starter valve. Is that what I did last time? I don't think I actually turned any of these little dudes. We have to close this. There we go. It seems to be okay. Nothing's in the red. Are we good? Did I get it? It's not on the green though. Does that mean there's too much steam? Oh yeah, and then we'll turn in 2 of these. Then it gets it right in the green. That's what we want, right? Do I hit the starter now? There we go. I hit that starter way too early. I let the water come to a boil.
Color me impressed. You're either extremely lucky, or you've done this sort of thing before.
I may have done it before a little bit. Big brekkie burger from McDonald's, which came with the hash browns and coffee. Ooh, nice. The burger was 2 beef patties, egg, double bacon, a hash brown, and barbecue sauce. I am full. Wow, that sounds awesome. I've never heard of a big brekkie, but now I want one. That sounds great. Oh man, it just made me hungry. Man, I should have ate before the stream. I was not hungry at all until I read that, Crispy. Mm-hmm. That's right, I got some Cheetos, some emergency Cheetos if I need them. Fix your boiler.
Fix the boiler for you.
What? Are you serious? It's pretty pathetic when some yahoo off the street does a better job than the people paid to do this.
Who you calling a yahoo?
I owe you, friend.
Might I take you up on that offer and get that spare key to the apartment?
Oh, right. You said you were a private detective, didn't you?
I did say that.
Mrs. Walker do something wrong? Is she in trouble?
I'm not entirely sure yet, which is why
We hope
take a look
not.
inside her apartment.
But she might
I
be.
see. Well, I wouldn't normally do this, but you did me a great service by fixing the boiler. I can't just give
Well,
you
you're
the
welcome.
spare key, but I can let you into the apartment.
That'll be just fine. Thank you.
And we're in.
What in the ether?
Cripes.
Yeah, pretty
did a
messy, huh?
tornado come through this place or what?
Looks as though she definitely left in a hurry. I wonder if she planned on ever coming back.
I'll be waiting for you in the kitchen, Mr. Fordham. Just let me know when you're done looking around.
All right, now we get to take a look around. Hey, what's up, Vince? What's this game about? This game is about Miles Fordham. He's the main character here that we're playing. So I'll give you give you some broad strokes here. One sec. A recap. So the game starts and you're playing as Miles Fordham, and he has a buddy named Bill. I don't remember his last name. But they're just 2 cops that are going to investigate a series of burglaries that have been happening at this flower shop. So they go to the flower shop, and the lady at the flower shop didn't like us being there or whatever. That doesn't really matter. In the end, we find out how the person's getting in to steal the flowers. So we end up like kind of staging like a little stakeout. We see the guy start to come in, the guy opens the window or whatever, and then Bill, our partner, jumps up and he's like, oh, I'm gonna go get him or whatever, you know? And so the guy runs away and Bill chases after him, jumps out the window. So Miles hurries and gets up and then leaves too, but once we get out there and on top of the roof, Bill has been captured by the burglar and he's got a knife to his throat. So we have our gun out, you know, we're pointing it at the guy and Bill's just like, just shoot him, Miles, or whatever. And so after a couple back and forths, I went ahead and tried to shoot him, and then I actually shot Bill. And then the burglar pushed Bill off of the roof, and then Bill died. So that's the very beginning of the story. That's sort of like Miles' inciting incident in a way. Then we cut to like later. I don't know if it's like weeks or months later, but then we are Miles again, and Miles is no longer a cop. He's a private investigator, so he kind of quit the force because he lost Bill, because Bill's a good friend of his. And now he has Bill's voice in his head. So,
Your Honor,
the ghost of Bill is basically
there
haunting him
appears
all the
to
time.
be a new subscriber.
Happy 5 months, baby. Only 31 days until our half a year. Hell yeah, dude. What's up, Aaron? Thank you for that 5 months. I appreciate you, dude. Just finish this recap. So, yeah, so we have Bill's voice in our head. So Bill like comments on everything, and Bill really wants us to figure out who killed him, like that burglar was. Like Miles kind of feels like he killed Bill, but Bill feels like it's the burglar, and so he keeps wanting Miles. He kind of keeps nagging Miles to go find his killer, but Miles isn't a cop anymore. He has no leads for that. So basically, since we're a private eye, we know I think it's the chief of police's wife. She gives us missions and stuff, like cases to solve. So so far this is our second case. Our first case, just real broad strokes, there was this rich lady who someone tried to kill her, but they didn't actually end up killing her, because she came back to life, I guess, in her coffin. They tried to make it look like she was dead so that she would die after she was buried, but she woke up too soon, and then she was kind of like, I don't know, not all there anymore. And it turns out she was like a horrible lady who was torturing her servants, and it was one of her servants or whatever. That was the first one. This one that we're on right now, there's this rich couple who had their child kidnapped, and we're trying to figure out who it was. And so far, there's this guy. Okay, so the rich people, the husband, he's a part of the company who's making these Zeppelins or whatever, and so they're making this new Zeppelin or airship, and I guess the first airship blew up, sort of, it went with the way of the Hindenburg or whatever, and a bunch of people died, so there's a bunch of common people, just like regular people in the city, who don't want the airship to fly. They don't want the project to be completed, so they're like really upset at this guy and his family. So one of our suspects was one of the guys who's like keeps threatening them because they're building the airship still. And so he was one of them, but then they have this nurse lady who like watches after the child, and she was in the room, but she was like drugged. And so we were like, oh, that's kind of weird. So we found out that she had one of her friends over, and her friend was very interested in the child that she was caring for or whatever. And her friend happens to be from this place that she likes to go to that's called the Spectre Club or something like that, where they like to talk with ghosts. They think they can all commune with ghosts and stuff like that, and they believe in like reincarnation and stuff. We get to read a few books in there about reincarnation, and so it seems that honestly, it seems like I can't tell if what I'm saying is spoiler, because I did go a little bit further in this case last week that we haven't gotten to yet here, but it seems that the lady who was the friend of the nurse, she seems to think that her husband, I think it was her husband, who died at one point, was reincarnated as this baby, because the day that her husband died was the day that the child was born. And so I think she has kidnapped the child because she thinks it's her husband, or maybe it's her son or something. Somebody died that was important to her, and that kid was born on the same day, so she tried to steal the baby. I think that's the plot. So that's the mystery that we're on right now. And so this is the lady who may have stolen the child's apartment, because we couldn't find her. And so it seems like she has left in a hurry, so it's really kind of giving credence to that idea. Oh, that's new news. Yeah, I think that was something that I got on my second playthrough that we missed when I played it through on stream last time, so. I don't remember if the game actually spelled that out, or if that was just my idea after coming back to it. Because, man, I gotta tell you guys, when I'm not on stream and I'm playing these games back, it's so much easier. Like, my brain is so much clearer, and then I see all these tiny little details in like such a more like in-depth way that it makes the game so much easier. It's just funny, because it's like what I call streaming poo brain, because I miss so much just because I'm streaming, and it's not anybody's fault, it's just like the nature of the beast. Anyways, let me catch up with chat. Crispy said earlier, unless one of those houses has a had a backyard, I wouldn't live there, but there's something cool about those places right next to the sidewalk. Oh, I know what you mean. Yeah, like where this lady lives. Yeah. There is a certain charm to that, you know? I feel like every time we watch a movie that's based in New York, they always live in those buildings or whatever. And there's like a certain charm to it, but yeah, I agree with you. I don't think I'd want to live in one either, but they do look really nice, and it seems kind of cool. Sorry, I'm so coughy, guys. I honestly don't cough unless I'm on stream. It's weird. I thought I had totally kicked it today, and then I started streaming, and now I'm coughing. But anyway, yeah, sorry about that, but, or not sorry, but that is the recap. There you go. So I hope that straightens some things out for some of you guys. This feels very similar to that Monkey Man reincarnated baby case from Sinking City. Okay, yeah, I can see that. I hadn't thought about that, but I can see that for sure. Excellent recap. Thank you, Noah. I appreciate you.
Torn apart. She took most everything. Well, it doesn't appear she had much to take. And the books she left behind are all trashy romance novels.
So this is the voice of
Why
Bill.
wouldn't she take those? They're clearly the best ones.
Anytime there's pink text at the bottom, that's our dead friend Bill's voice in our head talking. And if it's blue text, it's usually Miles talking. Just for anybody who hasn't seen this game before. So usually when we click on stuff in the room, it's Bill talking.
I don't know about you, but I'm starting to have my fill of plants and flowers.
I just need to get this tickle out of my throat because it's like the same little tickle that just stays there. Plants kind of inconspicuous. How about this? Daguerreotype.
It's a boy. Can't be more than 7 or 8 years old. If that's Linda's son, why would she leave this behind?
Good question.
Okay. So Linda had a son, so maybe it was her son.
Nice patterns. I wonder if Linda makes all her own clothes. A fairly recent model. Linda must have spent a good portion of her wages on it. Well, at least that painting cheers the place up a little bit. That bit of torn wallpaper looks almost deliberate.
Looks too fishy. Let's click on it again.
What do you know? She hid a book behind the wallpaper. Looks like a journal.
A journal, you say? All right, let's see. Might be the place. Okay, so I may have done a little bit of a spoiler. I think this might be where we learn about what I was just talking about with the lady's state of mind. God, go away! Stupid tickle in my throat. It's so annoying. Thank you for the recap. Yeah, no problem, Vince. All right, let's see. I don't believe it. Can it be true? At tonight's meeting, I struck up a conversation with Henrietta. Charles Harris was born the day Alexander died, and he has blue eyes. I know I shouldn't jump to conclusions, but this is too perfect to be a fluke. To be sure, I need to find something of Alexander's appropriate for an infant. Maybe his old bear? April 20th, 4:20. Charles loved Barney. Henrietta told me she's never seen him react with such joy to any of his other playthings. There is no doubt now in my mind, Charles Harris is the reincarnation of my beloved Alexander. At last, we can be together again. At last, I can see his forgiveness. I can seek his forgiveness. I just need to find a way to take him from his false parents without getting dear Henrietta in trouble. August 24th. Some months later. I had the nightmare again last night. Alexander's cries of, "Why did you do it, mother?" were nearly too much to bear. When I have him again, I can finally explain that I couldn't do anything to stop him. Thomas was a monster, and I was at my wit's end. Dear Samuel had helped me so much, and there was no turning back once he had consumed the tainted pie. How was I to know Alexander's friend would take ill and he would arrive home early? Watching my boy share the poisoned meal with his father was the worst moment of my life. I must get him back. October 6th. Finally, after months of thinking, I have a plan. Samuel's instruction on the nature of plants has been the key. I will visit Henrietta tonight at the Harris residence and prepare everything. It must look as though a burglar entered the nursery and tore his coat. In 2 nights, I have my baby again. There you go.
This is pretty damn incriminating.
I'll say. Now we just need to figure out where she's gone, as well as how she managed to drug Mrs. Davis.
So she tried to poison her husband.
Got you now, Linda. Thought you could be clever
And accidentally killed her son too.
Bill?
Well, you thought wrong. With Fordham and Legere on the case, the only thing you're getting is a one-way trip to jail.
Bill?
And the
Bill.
worst part is how sloppy she was. I mean, really, she couldn't think to pick up a button? She might as well have left a signed confession in the crib for all the good it did her.
Bill, would you just shut up, for God's sake? Huh? Is everything
We're going
all right?
crazy in here.
Yes, everything's just fine. I just stubbed my toe on the bed.
Yeah, we did get in, Una. What's
You
up?
also be more
Good to see you again.
careful, Mr. Fordham.
Yeah, we fixed the Steam engine. Right after the stream last week, I clicked through and got back to the Steam thing. Saved right there, and yeah, we're
I can't
good.
hear myself think with you yapping away.
Right, sorry. I'll keep it to myself.
Thank you.
Thank
But you
you.
have to admit, she really would have saved us the trouble if...
Bill.
Right.
Bill.
As you were.
Crash bag.
I thought my apartment was messy. You're actually gonna dig through that mess? I sure hope it's worth it.
What do we got? What does it say? Dr. Tullamarine Saltpeter Solution. Solomon's stitching? Oh, Solomon. Okay, yeah, that was the guy that we had talked to, who had made the coat that she was trying to frame somebody with. What do we got here? Just some patterns. And
Proceed
then
with
what do we have
yesterday's date.
here?
One-way train ticket to Pierre in Lorraine. Departed this afternoon.
Thought she could get away easy, it seems. Well, I hate to disappoint her.
No, we gonna catch that bitch. Yeah, how you doing, Una? Always a pleasure to see you. I think we got everything.
I
Clint?
don't know about you, but I'm starting to have my fill of...
Yeah, you already said that. Think we're done in here. So let's go.
I hope you were able to find out what you needed.
Yes, thank you for your cooperation.
All right. So now this is basically the end of this this case. I'm doing good. Glad to hear it. Hell yeah. So walk right. Now we need to go to the coffee house so we can tell Upton about it, and then hopefully we can nab this lady.
Can we talk?
Go on, I'm listening.
Wrap up the
I'm ready
case.
to wrap this case up.
Okay, who's your prime suspect?
Arthur Devon's unsolved. No, that's not right. It's Linda or whatever. I guess we're not ready yet.
Actually, I'm not ready to wrap things up.
Maybe we need to talk to
Okay,
Henrietta.
Just let me know when you are.
I thought we had enough. In
That's
conversation.
it.
Then you.
It's gotta be this Linda lady. I mean, she's like, she wrote it in her journal. How ridiculous. So, should we talk to Miss Davis?
Hello again, Mr. Ford.
Someone has some splaining to do.
I'll let you know if I have anything.
No, apparently not Miss Davis.
I'll be going now.
May the
Maybe there was a piece of evidence that I hadn't gotten there yet? Doot. Maybe the Spectre Society?
Welcome back, Mr. Fordham.
I don't think there's anything she can...
Okay, so not here.
I'll be going.
May this.
Lending office. I can't imagine why I need to go there. Maybe the parents?
I'll let you know if
No, nope. Alright, we gave it a shot. There must be one more trigger I need to hit. I had hit the trigger last time. I can't remember what it was. Can't imagine it's Solomon. I guess we're gonna have to talk to everybody at some point anyways. We're talking to my wife. My wife?
I'm here.
Seeing you come home always puts a smile on my face.
Oh. Thanks, honey.
Let her read in peace for now.
Alright, not her
I
then.
shouldn't be.
Gives my
So it's weird. I feel like we should be able to go to Upton by now. I don't know why we need to talk to anybody else. Construction yard. I don't imagine we need to talk to this guy. That would be weird. Yeah. That's what I thought. Let's go everywhere and check it out.
I don't think he's gonna.
I don't think so either, Bill, but we had to try it, bud. And Sullivan's the last one I haven't checked.
Welcome back. Let me know.
I think we've got.
Yeah, I don't think so. Huh. What am I missing? Maybe I need to talk to Upton about something else first. We'll figure it out.
Go on, I'm
Other case, wrap-up case, herself.
Work going.
hectic as usual. Crime in this city seems to be getting worse and worse every day.
I suppose that's the price of progress.
God help us if they ever actually discover that ethericity stuff then. Things between you and Adelaide getting any better?
I'm really not sure. They haven't gotten worse, but things haven't been the same between us since Bill died.
Well, you need to figure things out, or everything is just going to explode in your face one of these days.
Thanks for the vote of confidence, Upton.
I'm merely speaking from experience. If I'd seen the warning signs of Harold sooner, it would have saved me quite the headache. At least your marriage seems like it's still worth saving.
Another case, wrap-up case.
I'm ready to.
Okay.
Why does it not? I don't understand why I don't get Linda.
Actually,
Okay.
Let's go back to her house. Maybe I missed something there. Maybe I need to talk to her landlord or something. We know it was her. Bill wouldn't shut up about it.
Yes? What is it?
Can I have another look inside Miss Walker's apartment, I guess?
Another look inside.
All right.
Could I have missed something in here?
Torn apart. She took most
Yeah, read that.
in the book she left behind.
Looked at that. We looked at the trash pile, obviously. We got that.
Thought she.
There we go. What if we actually broke the quest game? I'd hope not. I know that we can get Linda for it, just because like I said, like I had saved and then I went ahead and continued on and last week, and I got it to the point where I got Linda. Like, so I know I've already done this. I just don't remember what other thing I needed to do. So it is feeling a little bit like it's broken, just because I feel like I don't know, but it's probably just me. I'm sure I just didn't click on something.
7 or 8 years old. If that's
Because
Now watch two behind. Oh, I didn't look at the notes. Maybe that's what it is.
there's a handwritten note here. Valerian mixed with chamomile, sedative effects, deep sleep.
Oh, that's probably what I needed.
Seems Mrs. Walker's an amateur herbalist.
Because that's how
Maybe
she
not so
poisoned her or
amateur.
whatever.
I'd love to see the look on Mrs. Davis's face if she knew it wasn't a spirit that possessed her. In fact, let's go tell her so I can see it.
You've got
There we
fairly
go.
misanthropic
Now
in
we
your
need to go
death,
talk to Miss Davis.
Have I? I hadn't noticed.
There we go. I'm sure that's what I needed. We got it.
I hope
Just
you're able
match
to
A
find
button
out what you
downward.
needed.
Bill. Yes. Thank you for your cooperation.
Just gotta make sure you click on every little thing. Yes, must just clicked on the plants. I thought I had clicked on the pages, but apparently not. So now I can talk to her, it seems like.
Hello again, Mr. Fordham.
My hello.
I have some questions for you, Mrs. Davis.
All right.
Mrs. Davis, where did you get the tea you drank on the night of the kidnapping?
From my own private supply, I drink a blend of hibiscus and elderberry. It clears the mind and puts me more in tune with the spirits.
The spirits
Did it
means
taste
high as fuck.
to you?
No? Why do you ask?
Because I think your tea may have been drugged.
Wait, are you saying?
I believe Mrs. Walker used her own herbs to drug your tea, knowing you'd drink a cup the following evening. She then snuck into the house after you'd fallen asleep and took the child.
Oh my word, I never would have thought.
I know, Mrs. Davis, but don't worry. I'm doing everything I can to find her.
Oh, may the spirits guide you, Mr. Fordham.
Thank you for your time, Mrs. Davis.
Oh, you're very welcome.
I'd say
right.
we have everything we need to prove it was Linda who drugged Mrs. Davis's tea and took the child. And we know where she's going, too. Upton will want to know about this as soon as possible.
There we go. Now we can go finish it up.
I'll be going now, Mrs. Davis.
May the spirits guide your path.
All right, whatever, lady. I already got Bill nagging at me.
Can we talk?
Go on, I'm listening.
Wrap it
To
up.
wrap this case,
Okay,
Linda Walker.
it was Linda Walker,
who is she?
a seamstress who befriended the Harris family nanny. She took the child because she believes he's the reincarnation of her deceased son, whom she accidentally poisoned.
My God.
You'll find a journal explaining her motive at her apartment, as well as the plants she used to drug Mrs. Davis.
But what about the broken window in the nursery?
All part of a false crime scene she set up to draw our attention away from her.
Excellent work, Miles. Did you manage to find out where Mrs. Walker is now?
Yes, I found a receipt for a one-way train ticket to Pierre, which departed this afternoon.
Fantastic. We can send a telegram to the train station and have her arrested upon arrival.
Booyah.
Extremely well for them. Snelling could only hope to have a detective as good as you again.
You flatter me.
Then I'd better stop before your head gets any bigger. All right, Miles. I'll go through the proper channels and report your information as an anonymous tip. And of course, I'll dip into the department's Good Samaritan fund to get you proper compensation for your work. For now, go home to
Thank
your
you,
wife.
thank you.
I'm sure I'll have something else for you to look into fairly soon.
Welcome to Lorraine.
Here's her
Awfully cute
showing
lady
up.
You got there.
Oh, thank you, sir. This is my son, Alexander.
Alexander. That's a good name. Strong name.
Yes, thank you. I don't mean to be rude, but I'm in a bit of a hurry and I need to get to my hotel.
Of course. I won't keep you any longer, Mrs. Walker.
Thank you.
No.
Wait. How did you know my name?
I didn't. It was a lucky guess. But now, seeing as I know your name, allow me to tell you mine. I'm Sheriff Zeke Dollarhide. Linda Walker, you are under arrest for the kidnapping of Charles Harris. Surrender the child and come with me.
No, you've got it all wrong. This is my son. This is my Alexander.
Ma'am, please don't make this difficult. Come along to the station and we'll get this all sorted out.
You baby stealing son of a bitch. Speaking of telegrams, I watched a quick video explaining Morse code, and I don't know how they do it.
Still at her appointment, it would
So many
seem.
dots and dashes. Oh, I know. Anytime
Miles,
a
I have to
game
say,
requires me to
proud
do
of
Morse
you.
code
Why is
stuff,
that?
it's just an anxiety attack.
Because you actually listened.
So does this mean you'll keep quiet until morning?
I said I was proud of you. I didn't say you were getting a reprieve.
Then I need to figure out how I'm going to sleep through the night without the soporific.
Oh, yeah, we told Bill
Don't
we'd
worry
stop
about that
taking
too
it.
much, Miles. You can sleep when you're dead.
You don't ever seem to.
That's because I slept quite enough when I was alive.
In any case, I need to clear my head. The best way to do that after a case was always going for a drink at the Angel.
The Angel? But you haven't been there since...
Since he
last
died.
time.
But perhaps getting back into old routines will help.
Perhaps. It would be nice to see old Patrick again at the very least. Then it's settled. A drink or two at the Angel, for old time's sake.
All right, so be it. No, yeah, Morse is fun. Watching a pro use a telegram is crazy. Oh, yeah, I know, man. Their brains are so tuned to the dots and dashes and pauses.
I appreciate
The
your
hardest
concern,
part is the
Patrick.
pause, I feel
The
like.
last few months have been a bit rough.
To know when the
But it's
space
good to
is.
be back in familiar territory.
Miles, can I ask you something?
What is it?
Well, it may be none of my business, and you can feel free to tell me to stuff it.
Enough with the preamble, Patrick. Just ask.
You got Pat.
I know you quit the force, but why are you still working as a private investigator? Why not leave all that detecting stuff behind?
It's in my blood, man. I don't know how to do anything else. I'll go insane if I don't. You're right. It isn't any of your business, so stuff it. You just told me to stuff it. I'm not a calzone. Last time I checked, I don't know how to do anything else, I guess is what I'll say.
It's all I know. My grandfather was a cop. My father was a cop. So I became a cop. That's just how it went.
Oh, I hear ya. I come from 3 generations of butchers myself, but I broke the streak because I can't handle the sight of blood.
If only that had been true in my case.
Now then, will you be wanting another drink?
I'm not sure. I've already had 2. I should probably be getting... Wait a minute. Patrick, do you hear something?
What do we hear?
I don't hear anything.
Neither do I.
Oh, because Bill.
Another gin, if you please.
Coming right up.
Bill didn't say anything. That dark silhouette in the doorway. Seems creepy.
Must have taken a wrong turn back there. Hopefully Addie won't hear me come in.
Who the fuck is this guy, dude? Shadowy figure. I don't like the sound of that. Last shadowy figure we saw killed Bill.
Excuse me, sir. Could you spare a shilling?
Sorry, I'm all out of coins. Here you are. Why don't you get a job instead of begging on the street? I'll just say here you are. Totally inconspicuous, right?
Here you are, my good man.
You always were willing to help the less fortunate, weren't you? But perhaps you should start thinking about helping yourself.
Oh God,
I
what?
beg your pardon?
Just look at yourself. I may be a beggar, but even I feel sorry for you.
What the fuck? Do I know you from somewhere? Your voice sounds very familiar to me. Wait a minute, I know you. Let's say, wait a minute, I know you, even though I totally don't.
You? I know you.
Yes, that's right. I'm your biggest failure.
Is it the
What are you
murder?
talking about?
Bill's murder?
Come now, Miles, you're not completely stupid. You think finding and catching me is going to make things better?
No, it is him. Yes, I owe it to Bill, maybe not, but at least I'll have some closure. It has to. I can't continue like this. I'm gonna say yes, I owe it to Bill. Murder. What's up, Shiloh? How you doing today?
Yes, I do. I owe it to Bill, and that's enough to make it worth doing.
That's very touching. But you need to face reality. Let's say you do find me, and this grand chase finally ends. What do you do the next morning? You still have a dead partner, no real job. Your wife knows you've been keeping things from her. Even if you solve 100 cases, it won't relieve that empty feeling inside.
What's your point?
Shut up, dude.
All you've got, Miles. Once I'm gone, there'll be nothing left. So just admit it. You don't want to find me. Not really.
I see what he's getting at.
I...
Because if we actually nab the dude, then we won't have Bill anymore. And maybe we want to keep Bill.
You could say that. My head. How many drinks did I have last night?
You're asking the wrong person. I was out after the first one.
It seems Miss Maxwell was right about the effects of spirits. Go figure.
Yeah, well, let's not make a habit out of it, all right?
Yeah, let's not become an alcoholic on top of a drug addict, right? Just slow down on that. Yo, I'm good. How are you all? Dom, Noah? Dick bag. Wait, is Bill the dick bag? No, I'm doing good. It's been a good day.
So, you're up at last.
Got some stuff done at work. Always love that.
Is something the matter, Addie?
Oh, I see. You don't remember last night, do you? I guess I shouldn't be surprised.
No. What'd we do? It sounds like I'm in trouble. I hope I didn't do anything stupid. Whatever happened, I hope you can forgive me. What is the nicest thing we could say? It sounds like I'm in trouble, acknowledging that we've done something. But it doesn't really take ownership of it. It just acknowledges the trouble. Her anger, perhaps. I hope I didn't do anything stupid. I don't know. I don't feel like that's as good as whatever happened. I hope you can forgive me. Because, like, whatever I did, I didn't mean it, I guess, right?
Whatever may have happened, I hope you can find it in your heart to forgive me.
Remorse comes before forgiveness, Miles. You don't even know what you're apologizing for.
Help me out.
Is it that bad? What exactly did I do?
It was nearly 2 when you burst in here, soused to the eyeballs from God knows where. I imagine you've probably forgotten that too. You were muttering something about peace and quiet and then proceeded to relieve yourself on my begonias before stumbling into bed.
Charming.
Oh, wow.
Salute you, oh Vice Admiral of the Narrow Seas.
Good God. How embarrassing. I'm so sorry, Addie. I don't know what came over me.
I don't either. I've never seen you in such a state, and I pray that I never will again.
Not my begonias. Yeah, you won't ever again. Trust me. This was a one-time mistake, I swear. I bit off more than I could chew. It won't happen again. Let's see, what's the best one here? You won't ever again. Trust me. I guess I'll do that. I bit off more than I could chew. That won't happen again.
I just bit off more than I could chew last night. I promise you, it won't happen again.
What possessed you to go out and get so drunk anyway?
Just gotta tell her about Bill.
Taking the soporific. It was interfering with my ability to focus on cases. I thought perhaps having a drink or two would help me sleep, and I got a bit carried away.
I see. Well, I'm at least glad you've stopped taking that terrible medicine. But trading it for alcohol? This had better really be a one-time occurrence. Anyway, you got another message from Upton. It's there on the table, if you're feeling fit for the world now.
No, you know it. Nothing sobers me up like a good case. Fordham. A new case has come in, but the police are already investigating. Details have made their way into the newspaper. I won't be able to meet you at the Rowan, so here are the details. The deceased is Desiree Lathan. Is that what this is? Lathan? Her apartment is at 840 Right Way. Good luck. See Upton.
Huh.
What does Upton
Guess we're going
say
straight
this time?
there, huh?
That she can't meet me, and that I should go straight to the scene of the crime.
I wonder if that means the police have started to suspect that she's giving
I'm
you
switching to
these
sitting
cases.
mode.
She also says news of this case has been made public, and the police are already investigating. Have you heard of Desiree Lathan?
Yes, there's something about her in today's paper. I didn't read the article, though. Where's the crime scene?
840 Right Way. It's not too far from here, thankfully.
You're sure you're feeling up to this today?
I'll be fine. The mental exercise will get me back to normal in no time.
In no time. Alright, already got something in the casebook. Let's go ahead and read the newspaper. She said there was an article about her. Oh, here we can read about our last case. Harris baby found. Suspect in custody. Charles Harris. Oh, shit.
Well, this is shaping up to
Damn
be
it.
quite the investigation.
Shouldn't have clicked, you
I
idiot.
should probably get a move on before the police ruin the crime scene any more than they already have.
Good luck, Miles. And stay away from the bars, would you?
All right, honey. Anyways, we're reading. Charles Harris, infant son of Malcolm and Miriam Harris, was kidnapped days ago from his crib at the Harris family manor. Police investigators determined that Linda Walker, a friend of the baby's nanny, was the kidnapper. Walker was arrested in Pierre, Lorraine, after fleeing Britannia with the child. Charles is second in line to inherit the Harris Construction Company, a large contractor in New Britain, currently building the HMS Lenore, the airship intended to replace the fallen Legia. Chief of Police Reginald Snelling issued the following statement. My detectives should be commended for the outstanding work they did in finding baby Charles and bringing him home safely. Let this be a lesson to all criminals that the New Britain police always get their suspect. Taking the credit for my work, you son of a bitch.
Thanks for the fresh bucket of support.
Hey! Thank you for that fresh bucket of support. Thanks, Pop. How's it going, man? Good to have you here. How's your day, dude? You been pretty busy today? I know I was with work. I could only lurk all day in all my streams. See, Gascon, Grand Dame, found and burned to death. Oh, what? Oh, that was the Desiree. No, that's the one we're talking about, right? Yeah, okay. For some reason, I thought that was the first lady. Her name started with a D. I don't remember what it was, though. Dupree? Was that what it was? Super busy at work, but get to relax with some tacos now. Yeah, hell yeah, Taco Tuesday. Nice. Glad to hear, Papa. Hell yeah, man. All right, Desiree Lathan, age 63, was found burned to death in her home yesterday morning. Police were called to the scene by a neighbor who smelled smoke, only to find the grisly scene. Miss Lathan in her bed, body burned to ashes. The circumstances to Miss Lathan's death are unknown, but the police have not ruled out the possibility of foul play. Lathan was born in New Britain, the daughter of a wealthy plantation owner. She grew to become one of the most loved and respected of the Gascon Grand Dames. Although she had many suitors over the years, Lathan never married. An avid reader, writer, and poet, Miss Lethane had several articles published in local newspapers and magazines. Residents of Giscon said they would miss seeing her in her brightly colored hats and dresses as she walked by. Huh. Let's see. Third mysterious murder has police on edge. Yet another murder in Chomley, is that what we call it? As has the New Britain police scrambling to quell rumors. Chief of Police Reginald Snelling vehemently denied that there is a mass murder stalking the shadowy corners of Lamplight City. We have no indication whatsoever that these recent Chomley murders are in any way linked. In any case, detectives are working their hardest to make sure the killer or killers are found and brought to justice, he said. The Gazette has learned that the latest victim is Ennis Bowditch, a construction worker. Police were called to his home where they found him with a single gunshot wound in the head. Despite Chief Snelling's claims to the contrary, the previous 2 victims have also been men in Chomley who have been killed in exactly the same manner. The Gazette will continue coverage of this story as more details emerge. We might as well read this last one too. We've already read most of them. Prime Minister's campaign heats up as election looms. With election night less than a month away, Prime Minister Herbert Atwood has lashed out against his opponent with full force. My opponent, Mr. Leroy, if elected, will push this country back at least 20 years. Atwood went on to describe how Leroy's refusal to acknowledge the existence of aethericity, as well as his lukewarm stance on steam technology, would be detrimental to Vespucia's progress. Leroy, meanwhile, continued to chastise Atwood for his prioritizing machines over humans, saying that if he is reelected, unemployment rates will skyrocket when most workers are replaced by automated machines. The latest public opinion poll shows Atwood with a comfortable lead. However, many have criticized the polls for not including the majority of the workforce, Leroy's strongest supporters. Interesting. There is like this sort of like underpinning automation thing going on in the background. I think it's kind of interesting. They keep talking about the machines and stuff, and how the machines that people are forced to operate in some of these jobs are very dangerous. So they don't like that.
Looks as though we've arrived fashionably late.
Excuse me, sir, but this is an active crime scene. We can't allow members of the public.
Oh, this isn't just any member of the public, Kane. This is Miles Fordham. He used to be one of us until he killed his partner.
Hey, come on now.
Officer Parsons is on the scene. It's a shock the apartment isn't in a shambles.
Good day to you too, officers.
Fordham? What are you doing here?
Ah, Captain Snelling.
This is Snelling, huh?
That's Chief Snelling now, Fordham. I don't expect you follow the workings of the department much these days, but I'd appreciate the proper address.
So nice to see that power hasn't gone to his head.
My apologies, Chief Snelling.
You haven't answered my question. What in blazes are you doing here?
I read about the case in the paper and thought I'd have a look. I figured investigating the crime would actually give it a chance of being solved. I just dropped in to say hello to my former colleagues. Should I be an asshole or not? Because I could say I figured investigating the crime would actually give it a chance at being solved. But I don't know if I want to make this guy any more of an enemy than he already feels like he is. I read about the case in the paper and thought I'd have a look. I just dropped in to say hello to my former colleagues. The choices for conversation in this game are unique. Right? Yeah. I like how it's not just necessarily like... I mean, not to criticize it too much, but I know like in Fallout 4, I believe it was just like the attitude of the response is all you got to choose. You didn't really get to choose the response, but I do like how this game goes back to the whole choosing the whole response as the idea. And how it's not just like... I don't know. It's very nuanced, I guess. Is how it feels, right? I'm gonna say I read about the case in the paper and thought I'd have a look.
The story was front page news. I couldn't resist coming to have a look for myself.
There's no
see, Shallon's I'm talking about.
Anymore, damn meddlers. This is an active crime scene, Fordham. Leave the premises immediately.
Admit it, Snelling. You need my help. Or if we work together, we can solve this in no time. You can try to keep me away, but I'm not giving up. I can say if we work together, we can solve this in no time. Let's try to keep it positive.
We can solve this case in no time if we work together, you know.
We don't need any help. Not even from former detectives. Parsons, I'm going back to the station. I want your report the minute you're done here. Understand?
Yes, sir.
Now, don't get any funny ideas, Fordham. If you so much as breathe on anything in here, I'll have you arrested for tampering with a crime scene. Do I make myself clear?
Yes, sir. Sure, whatever you say, Chief. Don't let the door hit you on the way out. I'm gonna say sure, whatever you say, Chief. Go a little bit on the side. Sassy. He said former, right? Yeah, I know it. You emphasize it too.
Whatever you say, Chief.
Keep your nose where it belongs, or you'll have me to answer to.
I suppose it's reassuring that even in this crazy, ever-changing world, you can always count on Snelling to be a complete ass.
You heard the chief. No snooping around. The sooner you get out of here, the better for all of us.
It seems to be a bit of a puzzle. Let's go ahead and save real quick. I'm gonna call it Stream 3. Actually, should we do 2.5? And then we'll save at the end of the stream, and that'll be Stream 3.
An invitation to the Gascon Grand Dame's Ball. It seems it was held 2 nights ago at the Gascon Supper Club. Might be worth looking into, seeing as it's our only lead right now.
Yeah, we're not gonna be able to look at much else, are we?
You have to hand it to her. Miss Lathan certainly had a unique taste in fashion. I bet you could see her coming a mile away. Definitely too young to be Miss Lathan. Perhaps a relative? No title. I doubt it's a diary. People rarely leave those things laying out in the open.
True that, true that. The case?
Judging by these books, Miss Lathan was quite the fan of poetry. Let's just hope her taste was better than Madame Dupre's.
I don't get to read any of it. One thing I like about this game is how they frame stuff up. They always have something in the foreground, like this candle right here. I think that's kind of nice little touch, you know, a little mise en scene.
Begging your pardon, officer.
Yes, what is it, sir?
Like straight up talk to this guy. Desiree Lathan.
Is there anything you can tell me about Desiree Lathan?
I'm afraid not. You don't have clearance in this investigation.
And there's nothing I can say to convince you otherwise?
My superiors would be very upset if they knew I was breaking the rules. I'm sorry.
I think the operative phrase in this instance is if they knew. We need to find a way to get Parsons out of here. Maybe we should visit Upton at the station.
Oh, so this guy is Parsons? I thought it was the other guy who was more of an asshole. So Parsons isn't such an ass to us, huh? Talk about himself.
How long have you been on the force, officer?
2 months, sir.
And how's it treating you so far?
This is where I was meant to be.
That's good to hear.
Parsons mentioned you used to be a detective?
I
oh no, so this guy
yes,
isn't Parsons.
15
Okay,
years.
I'm confused now.
It wasn't always easy, but I loved every minute of it.
Parsons goes on about how he's got his eye on becoming a detective, but I don't know if I'd be able to handle it.
Is that right?
Yes. He's up for review. I think he's trying to impress Snelling to improve his chances.
Parsons wants to be a detective? Now I've heard it all. As if he needed more of a reason to be Snelling's lapdog.
Alright, let's talk about Parsons then.
Do you enjoy working with Officer Parsons?
I don't like to talk about my colleagues, sir. Especially when they're standing right over there.
I understand. Perhaps this isn't the right time to be asking.
You talked about stuff in third person or no? Yeah, I think I was just getting confused, Charlie. Yeah, maybe we both were.
What was Chief Snelling doing here?
Nothing more than a routine inspection of the crime scene.
Routine inspection? But the Chief of Police only goes to extremely high-profile crime scenes.
I couldn't possibly comment on that, sir.
Thanks for your time, officer. I'm officer.
Not a problem.
That was a weird little double talk there. Alright, let's talk to Parsons.
Excuse me, Officer Parsons.
Clear off, Fordham. The chief doesn't want you here, and neither do I. You aren't on the force anymore, so you've got to respect the rules, just like every other citizen.
He'd be respecting my fist if I were alive, believe me.
No
I'm not trying
shit,
to
Bill.
cause any trouble. I just want to ask a few questions.
Well, if it will get you to leave faster.
Okay, we got quite a few options here. No asshole, right? This guy is a little rough around the edges, isn't he? But look at those fucking sick-ass chops, though, dude.
What can you tell me about Desiree Lathan?
Nothing.
Some real chop envy over here.
No, because I'm not going to betray Chief Snelling's orders and divulge that information to the public.
Mutton chops,
Come
oh yeah,
on,
dude.
Parsons, you know me. What harm would it do to tell me just a little bit?
Do I have to state the obvious? If it were up to me, you'd be in jail for murdering an officer.
The fuck you,
I
dude?
wouldn't make such claims without knowing the facts, Parsons. It could get you in serious trouble. It'd be a real tragedy to see your career cut short and you back in the workhouse polishing airship rivets.
You don't scare me, Fordham.
Rest assured,
should
the
be
feeling is
scared.
mutual.
Abraham Lincoln? Abraham. I get what you mean. It's Mr. Hyde. Oh, did Mr. Hyde have chops like that? I always felt like Miles almost looks like Dr. Jekyll. The crime
Have you
scene.
made much progress on this
At least
investigation?
some depictions of
Did you
Dr.
not hear
Jekyll
me
I've
the
seen.
first time, Fordham? Drop it before I have to arrest you for interfering with a police investigation.
Yeah, this guy's a douche. How about we talk about himself?
You're looking well these days, Parsons. What's your secret?
Secret? I don't know. Maybe something about getting a good night's sleep without blood on my hands does wonders.
God damn, dude, this guy's so rough. Officer
How
Kane?
long has Officer Kane been on the force?
I'm not one to gossip, Fordham.
That's only the second most hypocritical thing I've heard today.
Ask him yourself if you're so interested.
Damn, dude. I just had to Google Abraham. Some depictions like a League of Extraordinary Gentlemen in Van Helsing, I believe. Oh, yeah, it's been a minute since I've seen... I saw a League of Extraordinary Gentlemen not too long ago. It's been a minute since I've seen Van Helsing.
Why was Chief Snelling here anyway?
He's the chief of police, and this is an official investigation.
Which is a popular facial hairstyle at the time, you know?
Yes, but the Chief of Police never bothers with a crime scene unless it's of great importance.
It'll come back.
Your point?
Does that mean this crime scene is, in fact, of great importance?
You're the investigator, Fordham. I'll leave you to work that one out.
Well, am I investigator or not? Because he's all like, you're a piece of shit, get the fuck out of here. And I was like, oh, you're the investigator, dude. Okay.
I hear you're looking to become a detective, is that right?
Yes, that's right. Shouldn't be a difficult bar to clear, given the caliber of some former detectives.
The process isn't easy, you know. You have to prove you're the best of the best.
Don't think I'm not aware of that, Fordham.
I'm just saying, standing around here isn't going to do you any favors.
I know that. First chance I get to shake this grunt detail for a shot at some real investigation, I'm all over it.
Parsons' eagerness might be something we can use to our advantage.
That's all I wanted to know.
If we can find another case, perhaps, for him to go to, then we can get this guy alone, and then he might actually tell me some stuff. Sounds like that might be part of it. All right, let's go to our other place we can go to. So we can either go to the police station or the Gascon Supper Club.
That painting depicts a hand dropping a bunch of blood-soaked silver coins into another hand. Definitely sets the bar for the type of people who come here, I'd say.
It's a weird picture to have hanging up, okay.
Nobody's bothered clearing this table yet, it seems. The bridge to Lyon overlooking the House of Parliament. I suppose that seeing that helps the patrons of this club put on airs.
Putting on airs, I've always loved that phrase. To put on airs.
Excuse me, miss?
Oh, well, hello there, handsome. I've never seen you around here before. Care to join me for a drink?
Some fancy phrasing. Yep. Isn't it a bit early in the day to be drinking? Yeah, it's like first thing in the morning, isn't it? Sorry, I need to keep a clear head while I'm on duty, thanks, but I'm afraid I'm married. Sorry, I need to keep a clear head while I'm on duty?
Thank you, but I'm on duty.
On duty? What are you, a cop?
Force of habit. I'm a private investigator, actually.
Oh, not much better, if you ask me.
The name's Miles Fordham, and you are?
Charlotte Robineau.
Pleasure.
Robineau.
Would you mind if I asked you a few questions?
I suppose not. It would help pass the time.
Like all she wants to do is pass the time until she's dead. She sounds drunk-ish. She's getting there, you know, a couple drinks in.
Were you here for the Grand Dame's ball the other night?
The Silver Fox.
We all were. Well, except for Laura.
Yeah, look, she's giving Fordham the old fuck me ass.
Laura Dupre?
The very same. Have you met?
I have. In fact, I investigated her attempted murder.
Is that right? I heard it was some voodoo practicing half-breed that did it. Terrible to think there are so many people out there with such hate and resentment in their hearts.
Okay, she's wrong. That's not how it happened, but okay. I think I must have missed a piece of evidence for that mystery or whatever. She said if you can dust it off, you can have me for the night. Wait, did she say that? I missed that. If she said that, Charlotte, what? I wasn't paying attention.
Do you know Desiree Lathan?
I knew her, yes.
When did you last speak to her?
Oh, it's been ages. She and I haven't had much
No,
to
you're
do
making
with
it
each
up,
other
God.
for a while.
Why is that?
It's really not important. We just didn't see eye to eye on a few things.
Was she at the Grand Dame's ball?
Yes, she was. Drinking up a storm as usual. Desi really knew how to enjoy herself.
How much did she drink?
Oh, I don't know. She used to outmatch me, and I can handle quite a bit.
Oh, okay.
What can you tell me about Desiree's death?
Just what I've read in the papers. She burned to death. It's horrible. She certainly didn't deserve to die in such a gruesome way.
Did she have any enemies? Anyone who might have wanted to do her harm?
No, everyone loved her.
Except you?
Mr. Fordham, I said we haven't had much to do with each other. That doesn't mean I didn't care for her. Now
Fair
please,
enough.
let's drop the subject.
Burned to death. Yeah, it's pretty fucked up.
Tell me a little about yourself.
Why, Mr.
Be a horrible way to go.
Fordham, I hardly know you. Well, that said, I'm always open to making new friends.
Ooh, watch out, Miles. I think she's getting ready to pounce.
Oh, she is. Oh, we'll compliment her. You have the most radiant smile. Your hair is quite lovely. I greatly admire your fashion sense. Your hair is quite lovely. I'll try that. You got those fuck-me eyes on. She does.
I must compliment you on your lovely hairstyle.
She comes to this place for one
How
reason.
Sweet of you to say, though it is getting a bit ragged. I'm having it done this afternoon, in fact. My girl Adelaide is a treasure.
You don't say. Well, she
Adelaide's
must
my
be
wife, right?
talented to improve on near perfection.
Oh, such a flattering tongue, Mr. Fordham.
Oh, talking about my tongue. She worked that in there organically. Compliment her again. So there must be a compliment I can say that gets her to say something. We'll try the radiant smile.
Can I just say you've got the most radiant smile I've ever seen?
Oh, why, that's very sweet of you, Mr. Fordham.
It's true. Not many women your age still have all their teeth intact.
I beg your pardon.
I didn't know you were such a master of the high kick, Miles. You got your foot in your mouth in record time.
I just meant... You know what? Never mind.
Don't fuck that up. She loves being complimented by your tongue. Wink, wink. Yep. Let's try the fashion sense.
You've really got a great sense of fashion and style. All the other Grand Dames must be jealous.
Oh, you.
Thanks for your time. I'll let you get back to your drink.
Thanks.
I feel like I picked the best one the first time. She said the most about her hair.
These are all high-end foo-foo liqueurs and cordials.
Foo-foo,
You couldn't
huh?
pay me to drink that rubbish.
That's some bougie shit. Nothing else I can look at? Is this some old lady to talk to? Don't see... Oh, I can click the tankard.
Well, if no one's cleaned up, you might as well do them the favor.
Now, why did they get added in my casebook? An unwashed mug from the Gascon Supper Club. It still has traces of liquid at the bottom. Would it have been from, like, last night? Alright, let's see where else we can go. I guess we got the police station, right? DNA test it! Just to find out whose mug it is, but then it's like, well, what does that mean? Who cares whose mug it is? Hey, Upton's here.
I didn't imagine we'd be coming back here in this lifetime.
Fordham, have you solved the case already?
You know it, girl.
Don't I wish? I haven't even gotten started.
Well, I'm here if you need anything. Just be sure not to let Snelling see you.
Is he back yet?
He arrived a few minutes ago. I expect he'll be sequestered in his office today, so you shouldn't have to worry too much.
Good to know. Got a moment, Upton?
Yes, but let's make this quick.
Leads on Bill, Officer Parsons, review case, Charles Harris, mass murder. Let's start with Parsons, because I need to get him out of there.
I'm having some trouble with Officer Parsons.
You and everyone else who's ever met him. What's the problem?
He's keeping me away from the Lathan crime scene.
Of course. He's one of the most loyal to Snelling.
Any suggestions for how I might get him away so I can look around?
I might have an idea. There are several reported crimes that haven't been assigned yet, and Parsons is itching to prove his investigative chops.
Just what I was
Probably
thinking.
Abandon his post for a good enough lead and a chance to impress Snelling.
Up to no good. You impress me.
Department politics are something of a specialty of mine.
So how do I get her to do that? Because I assume if I hit Officer Parsons, she'll say the same thing. Let's check, though.
How about getting Parsons away from the crime scene?
All right, these are the as of yet unassigned
Okay, I didn't need to
crimes.
click it again. Okay.
The body of a young man was found in the Hodgman River by the Gascon docks this morning. A woman named Chumley reported hearing a single gunshot in her neighbor's apartment last night. There was a deadly explosion at a factory in Worcester that may be linked to sabotage. And that's it for right now. Any of those strike your fancy?
Tell me more about the body found in the docks. Let's hear about the reported gunshot. Details of the factory explosion. I feel like the body in the docks sounds like might take the most time for him. They threw it away. It's garbage. Fair game. That's why I took it, right? So many crimes. I know it. This place is hardcore. Let's go with the body at the docks.
Tell me more about the body found at the docks.
An unidentified man in his 20s was found in the river near the docks. The dock worker who reported it said that the body was bloated and decomposing. He must have been in the river several days. Dr. Edwards performed a post-mortem and determined the cause of death to be a blow to the head.
I see. Certainly leaves a lot of questions.
Do you think Parsons will be interested?
Do we think he'll be interested? I mean, maybe. There's stuff to investigate, right? Blow to the head means probably a murder, right? Let's go with that one. No, let's try another one. No, and let's leave it at for the moment. Let's try another one. Let's listen to what the other details are.
No, actually, let's try another one.
All right, which one?
Just get some more information. Next one we'll do is the factory explosion. That seems like it might have a lot of
Give me the
stuff to
details about the
investigate.
factory explosion.
The owner of the Hawkins Steelworks reported an explosion at his factory that killed 2 of his workers. He says he's been getting several threatening letters about his current project.
And so he suspects someone has sabotaged the operation?
Yes, likely the Redites. Do you think Parsons will be interested?
I don't know of any detail here that would make Parsons more interested than the other one. There must be a difference, though. If he's not, then he shouldn't be a detective. Right, yeah. Well, I mean, that goes for all 3 of these, though, right? So if the game's giving me a choice between the 3, I feel like there's got to be a difference, I guess, in the outcome? I mean, it doesn't have to be. Yeah. That's why I'm thinking about it so hard, because I'm just trying to think, is there something that Parsons said that would make me think that one of these is more his style? So let me listen to the last one, the gunshot one, and we'll see. Maybe that one has, like, some hidden, juicy details.
No.
All right.
Let's hear about the gunshot.
Ethel Williamson reported hearing a sound she described as a single gunshot coming from her neighbor's apartment last night. She said she had been hearing arguments over the past several weeks, and there may have been domestic violence involved. When she knocked on the door, she got no answer, but she said she noticed the distinct smell of flowers.
Intriguing.
Do you think Parsons will be interested?
The distinct smell of flowers, that almost seems like something maybe I should investigate because the whole Bill's killer, right? But no, I don't think this is like a big one for Parsons. I feel like we want to go with the clues, so I think maybe the body was the best one.
No.
All right.
Tell me.
And the dog. Do you think Parsons?
Sounds good. Let's go with that one.
All right. I'll send out the report as soon as we're done talking.
Okay, cool. Let's see if she's got any leads on Bill.
Have you been able to find any leads on Bill's death?
Have you?
Not yet, no.
I've been looking, but I haven't been able to come up with anything either. There has to be a connection somewhere. Criminals don't usually just fall off the map.
We're after killing a cop, though, maybe. Charles Harris, mass murder. Charles Harris?
Any updates on the Harris baby?
He's back home and doing well, thanks to you.
I'm glad to hear it.
You did an impressive job. I admit I was a bit concerned about how you'd fare after months of taking it easy.
Hey, come on.
I suppose detective work is like riding a bicycle.
It's a guaranteed way to end up with a broken arm.
Nah, I never broke my arm on a bicycle. Shut up, Bill. Mass murder?
I see the Gazette has caught wind of this supposed mass murderer.
Yes, Snelling has been positively fuming about it. Between that and the Lathan case being publicized on the same day, it's been a nightmare for the department.
Any idea how they got the information?
I don't think anyone in the department has spoken to the press. Maybe they just have some very good reporters.
So is it serious? Should we be concerned?
3 murders is nothing to sneeze at, but all the victims have been men in Chumley. If that changes, then things might start getting urgent.
Isn't that
No,
just the
because
way
they're in
it is?
Chumley.
You can bet they'd have already caught the bastard if the first body had turned up in Leon.
Right, yeah, they don't care about that part of the city. I see what he's saying. Damn, sorry for disappearing. Work still hasn't ended for me, apparently. Oh, it's okay, Papa. I'm sorry to hear that work hasn't ended for you, though, dude. That sounds rough. But it's alright, man. I get it. You gotta do what you gotta do, man. Herself, I already talked about herself plenty of times just in the conversation.
That's it for now.
Better get back to it then.
The old Jack and Stars. Sure was nice when that sign didn't apply to us.
Says no unauthorized personnel behind this point, or beyond this point.
Prime Minister Atwood watching over the department with his signature scowl.
That legendary scowl. Okay, so now we can go back to the crime scene, and then Parsons should...
Damn, looks
That
like
investigation?
Parsons didn't take the bait.
Damn.
He must not have considered that case enough to prove himself to Snelling.
Okay, so we need to go back and choose a different case then, huh? We'll try the explosion next, I guess? I wonder if there was some sort of clue that it gave us. Man, I'm struggling with getting off the couch to go into the studio to paint. Oh yeah, just having one of those nights, Shyla? Well, maybe just chill out on the couch for tonight, you know? Nothing wrong with having a night just chilling out on the couch, you know? You smoke a little bit, just chill out. Alarm system dropped because the phone's converted to IP. Oh, huh. Alarm system dropped. So the alarm system no longer worked because of the update to the phones? Is that what you mean, Papa? Forgive my ignorance. Stopping in to say a quick hello. Hello, Stella. Dealing with a work emergency. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Hoping you all are well and hope to pop back in later. Well, we hope to see you later, Stella. Hopefully the work ordeal's not too bad. And they got the right person on the job, I'm sure.
Got a moment up to
Yeah, Papa says I know that feeling, right? He was just saying now. The work's not done for him either. The late night for work today, I guess, huh?
Unfortunately, Parsons didn't take the bait.
Nothing worse than a picky investigator. I wish more people were like you.
Thank you?
Thank you.
These are the, as of yet, unassigned. A woman named Chumley reported hearing a single gunshot and there was a deadly... And that's it. Any of those strike your...
Definitely trying the factory
Give me the
explosion.
The only set...
And so...
Yes. Do you think Parsons...
Sounds good.
All right.
That's it for...
Better get...
I feel like the possible gunshot sound is just like, it's too likely for it to not have been a gunshot, you know? I feel like Parsons probably wouldn't be down for that one. Oh, he's still here. Is the gunshot
Looks
one?
like Parsons didn't take the bait. He must not have considered that case enough to prove himself to Snelling.
I honestly have no idea what the clue was to help me pick the lamest case. Like, the lamest case out of the 3 she gives me is the one that Parsons goes after. Is it just because he's a lame dude? Is that the clue? What the fuck, dude? That's so weird. At least they just let me keep trying them. Need a bit of smoke? Good suggestion here. There you go. Yep, alarm system was still running off old phone lines. Oh, okay.
Got a moment?
Is that just like an oversight or something, maybe?
But let's make this quick.
All right, we're here to get the last fucking case.
All right. A woman... And any of those...
And those traffic fancy, there's only one option. Come on now.
Sounds good.
All right.
That's it.
Better get...
So he didn't take it, loser, right? That's what I'm saying. Must be because he is lame, right? A lame guy goes for a lame case. And there he's gone.
Looks like Parsons took the bait. Now maybe we can finally have a look around the crime scene.
So he wanted the one that was most likely to not be a thing, you know, domestic violence. It's like, there's not much investigating that goes on there, though. I feel like the most investigation would have taken the other 2. So it must have been that was the clue that I don't know. I don't know. Weird. I don't understand it. Yeah, a little oversight. Damn thing wasn't labeled anywhere when I did the project. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, they just didn't let you know to update it or switch it over. That's what I'm saying. Like, nobody reported a missing person, no body, and that's the one he wanted. Right? Yeah. What a loser. If he thinks that's gonna prove himself to Snelling, I guess here's the thing. If he actually would have done the jobs we suggested, maybe he would have actually proved himself to Snelling him. Perhaps that's not what we want in the end anyway.
Begging your pardon, officer.
Yes, what is it, sir?
Now we should be able to get some information out of him.
Is there anything you can tell me about Desiree Lathan?
I couldn't really say.
Come now, I'm trying to help this investigation. Any small detail would be useful.
Well, I haven't really looked over the crime scene too much. It's rather gruesome, you see.
Is the body still here?
Yes, what's left of it at any rate. Miss Lathan was only identified by the tattoo on her foot.
I see.
Good thing she had that crazy night in Cancun.
Has there been much progress here?
Snelling and Parsons examined the scene, that's all I know.
Do you think I might have a look, now that the initial investigation's been conducted?
I'm afraid that's out of the question, sir. I have my orders.
Rules are made to be broken. There may be something that was overlooked. I promise I won't take long at all. I'll say there may be something that was overlooked, maybe?
Officer Kane, I'm trying to aid this investigation. There may have been something overlooked by the others.
If Parsons were to catch you, my career would be over.
Trust me, he won't be back for some time. I swear on my honor as a former member of the New Britannia Police.
All right. I suppose you can go in for a moment, but please be quick about it.
Thank you, Officer Kane. I promise this will stay between us.
It's like, what Miles be doing that would be so bad, you know?
I once got one to shine my shoes for a week after convincing him it was department policy. Good times.
Bill, you asshole.
Do you enjoy working with Officer Parsons?
If I'm being honest, he can be a bit much sometimes.
Trust me, you're not the only one who feels that way. I didn't have much interaction with him when I was a detective, but the few times I did weren't very pleasant.
I could tell he doesn't seem to care much for you. Although I don't think he cares much for anyone except the chief, and that's only because he's the one who gives out the promotions.
What was Chief Snelling doing here?
He was inspecting the crime scene.
Yes, but why was he involved? Is there something special about it that would require the chief of police to look into it?
Well, someone thought it might be related to the big case we're not supposed to talk about.
You mean the mass murderer?
What, really?
Yes, sir. I could see why the chief is upset that the news has gotten out.
And is it related?
How would it be related? It's a different type of death.
But the news reports have been getting the public on edge.
Of course. The less information there is, the easier it is for rumors to start spreading.
Exactly. Chief Snelling has a lot of fires to put out.
If that's the case, it's too bad he didn't get to Miss Lathan in time.
Thanks for your time, officer.
Not a problem.
All right, we're in.
That's certainly a pungent
Oh my
aroma.
God.
I can see why the officer stuck to the living room.
Surprisingly modest quarters for a grand dame. You'd never guess
Yeah,
she could
whoa,
buy out
indeed.
the likes of you and me 1,000 times over.
How is she just like laying there? And was she like dead when she was burned? You think they killed her and then burned her? Because she just seems like the shit. Like, wouldn't you have like thrashed about or something? Well, how is the bedding not like completely burned? How did the house not catch on fire? I don't know. I have quite a few questions here.
As much as I like this painting, this isn't the time for art appreciation.
It seems like it was a very controlled fire. It looks like some burning happened over here, maybe a little bit on the painting, but someone must have come put it out, but it got her that burnt before they came? From what I watch of Dateline, they are always shot or strangled or drugged and then set on fire. Yeah, the fire is just to try to hide the evidence, huh? Spontaneous combustion. What if it was spontaneous combustion? We've already read about spontaneous combustion in this game, so I really wouldn't put it past the game to try to like put a little bit of that in here, you know? Kind of like with the last case, with the whole reincarnation kind of thing. It was a firebender. Oh, damn, those Fire Nation bastards. Or maybe it was the fireplace.
In a long time. I suppose we can rule it out as the source.
Are you sure, Bill? Are you sure about that?
It looks as though Miss Lathan was in the middle of writing something.
It's an article for Brentwell Magazine.
Igniting the fires within.
Igniting
Ooh.
the fires within.
Well, on the nose there.
On the nose, wouldn't you say?
Oh, that's funny. Bill said it too.
Brentwell. They have a reputation for making their writers go to extremes for their articles, all for the sake of entertainment.
Perhaps we should pay their
They call that
offices a visit,
sensationalist
see exactly
bullshit,
what it
Bill.
was Miss Lathan was doing for them.
Let's read this. Igniting the Fires Within by Desiree Lathan for Brentwell Magazine. We are all familiar with the idea of inner fire, a term usually applied to our sense of passion or determination. But what if that inner fire was a more physical nature? That is to say, if each of us had the capacity to light a real fire within our bodies. Old, maybe diabetic female game deaf was alluding to this, in my opinion. Well, maybe diabetic female. What are you talking about? What?
Some crumpled up letters. They look to be of the romantic variety.
They're from the same person, one Peter Andrews.
It's always sad to see a case of unrequited love. I'm thinking we should find out who this Peter Andrews is.
Ooh, another lead.
Now, are you finally willing to admit that looking through rubbish does yield results sometimes?
Fine, you win. But I don't think I envy your prize.
I got dirty hands. July 15th, 1844. Dearest Desiree, I offer you my heart, though I am sadly unable to offer you my hand. Oh, that circumstances were different! Why must life and love both be so cruel? I must continue to love and admire you from afar. I can only hope these feelings are mutual. Love, Peter. And then September 27th of 1844. My dearest Desiree, once again I must declare my love for you, though you have not yet responded to any of my letters. I maintain hope that you care for me as I do for you. I remain ever faithful. Call upon me and I will rush to your side. We will embrace as Mr. and Mrs. Andrews at long last. Love, Peter. It's like, why does he have to write in cursive and it's italicized, dude? What? Come on, I'm dyslexic over here, dude. He ain't helping me out. Oh, we read about spontaneous combustion to describe the victims as old women who lost their hands and feet. Oh, right. I remember you. Then you're bringing up the diabetes thing. Yeah. I get what you're saying. It definitely seems like spontaneous combustion is still a thing, though. I don't think they're necessarily going just for the diabetes thing. The lady who was drinking in the bar. Oh, no. Something like that, I believe. I just really wanted to be supernatural. Yeah. Looks like a wedding invitation. Whoa, what did those letters did? Letters from Peter?
That's a nice portrait of Miss Lathan.
The handwriting certainly did.
Fire. The area where the artist's signature should be has been singed and is unreadable. Too bad.
But the date is still legible. It's from this year.
Does that matter?
Looks like this one barely managed to survive. Pity. It looked like a nice work of art. The flames must have been fairly high to be able to stain the ceiling like that.
How did they go out?
There's a letter in here.
Another clue. August 23rd, 1844. Dear Mrs. Lathan.
More interesting. The law firm of Usher and Price isn't too far from here. I think it's definitely worth paying him a little visit.
Okay, got another lead. Dear Mrs. Lathan, this letter is to inform you that we have received your request to make changes to your beneficiary as indicated in your last will and testament. Please come to the law offices of Usher and Price at 72 Cadman Street, Worcestershire, so that we may renew the documents and make the necessary edits. Man, some of these spots, like, are really hard to read for me. I'm practicing my cursive reading. I think the wall on the ceiling is smoke damage, right? But it's just like, how did it not catch on fire, right? That's the thing. If that's what you're responding to, that's my big thing. It's just like, how did it, like, this is just like paper, you know, it's wood. Like, this should all have caught on fire. If the fire was big enough to create smoke damage on the ceiling, how did it not catch anything else on fire except for the lady? It must be supernatural. Christian says, hopefully you don't end up with a case where a doctor was murdered because there's no way that handwriting is going to be read, right? Absolutely. I agree with that, Crispy. We don't do cases that involve doctors. Oh, God.
Ashes to ashes and all that. I'm glad I was buried. Cremation always seemed a bit too hot to handle.
Now's not the time for jokes, Bill.
Are you serious? Death is the best time for jokes. Otherwise, it's all just a bunch of boo-hoo-hoo this and wow-wow-wow that. And trust me, there's plenty of that in life. Hell, you'd know better than anyone.
All right. Just shut it for a bit while I look over the crime scene, would you? I need to concentrate.
Yeah, shut up, Bill.
Alas, poor Desiree, a woman of infinite riches, of tastes most fancy. Where's all your money now? Come to think of it, that question might be worth answering.
Yeah, in case somebody had killed her for her money or something. Because they did talk about the beneficiary of her will and testament, right?
Ugh, greasy, fetid, stinking ashes. Who knew the human body was capable of producing such a disgusting byproduct?
I'm surprised the coroner hasn't taken the body away yet.
Probably because there isn't much of a body left to take. Either that or Dr. Edwards knows better than to deal with something like this.
That's extremely unlike him. He'd jump at the chance to examine this body. Perhaps we should allow him the pleasure.
I hope you're not suggesting what I think you're suggesting. Oh, Miles.
We're gonna take it with us?
You're gonna carry the ashes around in a pewter mug?
Oh, that's what the mug's
It's vital to
for?
the investigation that we find out exactly what happened to the body. If anyone can tell us for certain, it's Dr. Edwards.
Fair enough. I suppose this isn't the most
What?
unpleasant thing you've carried around before. Remember that time we had to go looking for that murder victim's missing head?
I'd really rather not, actually.
Yeah, that sounds like a horrible situation. So that mug we picked up in the bar earlier, we just used it to put ashes from this lady's dead body in. Okay.
I don't think Desiree will be able to give us a hand with this investigation.
Oh, come on, Bill.
What? I thought it was funny.
Of course you did.
This one's
Gross,
clean.
it's not.
Well, aside from the fact that the rest of the leg is burned off. There's a tattoo on her ankle. It says, "Dancing through life." Hate to break it to her, but that dance is over.
Just ashes, hand, leg, skull. So I think we've looked over everything. We got the ashes in the mug. I think we're ready to leave that.
Odd. Another pile of ashes under the bed. Looks as though whatever she kept underneath got burned too. Or it could be that whatever was
Weird.
under the bed is what caught fire in the first place. Although there's no evidence of what started it. All that's left is a small piece of cloth. Might as well take it.
Interesting. Well,
The cloth appears to have some oily residue on it. Interesting.
what? But if the thing underneath her bed is what caught fire, then why is her whole bed not burned up? I don't understand. Did the author of this know how fire works? Did we look at the typewriter yet?
Miss Lathan's half-written article about igniting...
Oh, yeah, igniting the fires within. That's right. This book isn't anything. I think we might be done here. Yeah, I think we're good. All right, let's leave. Why is her pinky extended? Oh, I didn't even notice that.
Someone else in the room just now? I thought I heard you talking.
Oh, no. It's just sometimes I think aloud when investigating crime scenes.
I see.
Good save. We don't need any more police officers thinking you're insane.
Yeah, it probably didn't help us out, Miles.
The smell from the bedroom is getting worse. I don't know how much longer I could stand it.
Wait, should I talk to this guy?
Nothing
We got
we can
anything
ask
new?
him
Oh,
about.
no. Okay. Fair enough, Bill. Fair enough. All right, let's go ahead and save it again. Convoy. Should we look at the casebook? We got a few things here. Letter from Jonas Usher. Oh, this is a way easier place to read this stuff. This is maybe where I should be reading it. Half-written article, message from Upton. That's just documents, though. There was that piece of cloth, right? Yeah, burned cloth. The burned remains of a piece of cloth that appears to have traces of some oily residue on it. and her ashes, the fetid, stinking ashes of Desiree Lathan, contained in an unwashed pewter mug. So now I think we are actually going to DNA test that mug, Charlotte. Now that we got a bunch of DNA in it. We can go to Usher and Price. We could go to the magazine place. I thought we were supposed to go to some doctor with these ashes. Let's go to Usher and Price. This is like her lawyer.
Good afternoon, sir. Welcome to the law offices of Usher and Price. May I help you?
Yes, good afternoon. My name is Miles Fordham. I'm a private investigator, and I'm looking for Jonas Usher.
Oh, I'm sorry, sir, but Mr. Usher is not seeing anyone today. If it's a matter of urgent
how convenient
legal importance, you could see Mr. Price. Oh, that smell! I thought I told Mr. Usher to throw away that sandwich.
That's random. What about a sandwich?
Seems like they've got some kind of modern message delivery service in here. Of all the things to spend your money on.
Hell yeah, they got a little Futurama too for notes and shit. I'm down.
That pipe really clashes with the rest of the decor in here.
I think it adds something, Bill. I think it really does add some feng shui. Some feng shui.
The plaque says it's a portrait of Thomas Usher. Looks like a real go-getter.
You know, who is he going to get, though? That's the question, Bill. Who is
It would be unwise to barge into Mr. Usher's office having been told he isn't seeing anyone today. We need to find a way to make him change his mind.
So let's try talking to the secretary, see if we can't work on him.
Begging your pardon, sir.
Yes?
Why isn't Mr. Usher seeing anyone today? I need to speak to Mr. Usher about Desiree Lathan. Thanks for your time. Let's go straight with the Desiree Lathan mention.
Sir, it is of the utmost importance that I speak with Mr. Usher.
And as I said, he isn't taking visitors today.
But it's in regards to his client, Desiree Lathan. Or should I say, former client.
Miss Lathan found another attorney?
No, I'm sorry to be the one to have to inform you, but she's dead.
Dead? I had no idea.
No? It was in today's newspaper.
I haven't read it yet. Mr. Usher forbids it in the office.
But surely he's read it, just because he forbids you reading the paper in the office.
No, I mean he forbids the presence of newspapers in the office. He fears they bring in outside germs.
No, okay. Not what I expected the reason to be.
If what you say is true, I'll need some sort of proof.
I suppose just bringing in a copy of the newspaper is out of the question then. We'll have to find another way.
Okay, so that's just to basically add this obstacle here. I have a document for Mr. Usher. You want proof these are Miss Lathan's ashes. Thanks for your time. I have a document for him. We'll try that.
Perhaps Mr. Usher will see me when he sees this.
Oh, what's that?
This letter from him to Desiree Lathan. Actually, I'll show him the letter.
A letter from Mr. Usher to his client, Desiree Lathan.
What? That's private correspondence. How did you get that?
It was evidence I found at a crime scene.
And how is it relevant?
The crime scene in question was Miss Lathan's own bedroom, where she was found burned to death.
That's quite a claim, Mr. Fordham. I can assure you that Mr. Usher deals primarily with facts. Right now, the only fact this letter proves to me is that you somehow rummaged through Miss Lathan's possessions and acquired it.
He does have a point. We'll need something a bit more persuasive.
Fair enough. Maybe her ashes then.
I actually don't have anything to show.
Right. Please stop wasting my time then. I'm very busy.
Okay, then you want proof these are Miss Lathan's ashes?
You said you wanted proof of Miss Lathan's death? Well, these are her ashes.
Oh, what is wrong with you? Get out of here this instant, or I'll have you arrested.
What the hell were you thinking, Miles?
I knew that was a bad idea.
Have you gone insane?
Maybe, Bill. Total asshole was the achievement I got for that. That's so funny. Oh my god, gross, right? Like, hey, check out this mug full of ashes. It's like, what the? Get the fuck out of here.
Begging your pardon, sir.
Get out of here, you sick freak. I won't warn you again.
I wonder if I've ruined my chances here.
It would be unwise. We need to find...
So apparently I just don't have a good enough piece of evidence, huh? I think I should go ahead and load and have that conversation again and not do that. Maybe. I'm very busy. He goes back to watching anime. Yeah. That's funny. I like to think of that. He's just got his little cell phone there just watching some like silly anime too. Nothing like super good or anything. Just pour some milk in it and then you got some chocolate milk. There you go. The purple type is like the devil on his shoulder or like a parasite that lives inside of him. I think you're talking about Bill, and no, that's his ex partner. If you don't know about the beginning, Shyla, the game starts with the main character Miles and his partner Bill, and through an investigation that they're doing, Miles ends up accidentally shooting Bill and killing him. So he's killed his best friend and partner or whatever. And after that, Bill's voice has been in Miles' head the entire time. So he's like speaking to his dead friend, and he can't get Bill's voice out of his head, and that's why he takes soporific. But he stops taking soporific because Bill doesn't like it when he takes soporific, because it shuts Bill up. And then he tried drinking the other night or whatever in the game to get him to shut up or whatever. But Bill wants us to capture his killer, which was the first person at the very beginning of the game that we were trying to capture. So yeah, that's what the pink text is, or purple text, however you see it. But yeah, let's try loading, and we're gonna have that conversation again.
Good afternoon, sir.
Don't worry, I'll skip through it.
Yes, good
Oh, if it's a... Oh!
The plat...
You can go ahead and look at everything.
That pipe... Seems like it would be... We need to find a...
Begging your...
Yeah.
Okay, so let's ask, why isn't he seeing anyone today?
If I may ask, what is the reason for Mr. Usher's refusal to see anyone today?
He has a rather important trial starting tomorrow, and doesn't want to run the risk of falling ill.
Falling ill?
Mr. Usher is very particular about his health. Very particular.
I see.
I guess that makes sense with the whole newspaper thing then, I guess? Or at least that tracks. Would it be possible to leave him a message? Yeah, let's try that.
Might it be possible to relay a message to Mr. Usher?
Yes, you can leave a message or calling card with me, and I'll make sure Mr. Usher gets it.
Okay, does that mean that I did it then? Because it's not asking, there's no follow-up for that. I have a document for Mr. Usher, but that's not going to work out. I need to speak with Mr. Usher about Desiree Lathan. That's what I tried last time. We just won't show him the ashes.
But it's in regards to his or should I say...
Miss...
No,
Dead?
No?
I haven't read it.
But surely he's...
No, I mean he forbids the...
I see.
In any case, if...
I suppose just bringing in a copy of the news...
Alright, I'm just saying thanks for your time.
I appreciate your time.
Enjoy the rest of your day.
Can't be too tempted to show him the mug full of ashes. Alright, now that we're at a better situation here, we're going to go ahead and overwrite that save. Alright, and we're going to try another location. That way the secretary wouldn't see the ashes and freak. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we want to try to keep them on good terms so he doesn't think I'm just some fucking weirdo. So now we're gonna go over to Brentwell Magazine because she was writing that article for them, I guess. I don't know how that's really gonna play into this, but hey, it's the only lead we got.
Hello there. Are you here to drop off an article?
No, actually, I'm a private investigator. The name's Miles Fordham.
How exciting. You must have so many interesting stories.
You could say that, yes.
Please, come in, come in. I'm Alan Brentwell, owner and publisher of Brentwell Magazine.
Pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Goodness, what a stench. When did you last wash?
Oh, that?
These ashes.
No, I've just got these ashes of a burned woman in my coat.
I see. I'm sure you've got your reasons for doing so. If
you got to that really quick.
Write an article about the experience, I'll be glad to take a look at it.
Interesting.
Confessions of a Steam Addict by Ezra Bartley. I think I'm better off not knowing. For Whom the Bell Almost Tolled by Suki Snobs. Fascinating stuff.
Suki?
For the publisher of a sensationalist rag, Brentwell is awfully well read. Assuming he actually has read all those books, of course. Useful for getting to those hard-to-reach places. In my case, that's everywhere. Empty. Too bad.
About 5 cabinets?
I can only begin to imagine how many lurid and salacious articles are kept in those cabinets.
I can only imagine.
I can only begin to imagine.
Is that all I can look at? Bookcase. Window.
Brentwell has a front row seat to all the horrible things he might want to write about in his magazine.
All right, let's talk to this guy. See what happens. Oh, they didn't shower much back in those days anyway. Yeah, maybe not.
Wonderful. It's so seldom I get to answer questions.
This is a bit of a fantasy world, so who knows? Maybe they don't really shower much. But I think the point is, though, the ashes, because the ashes are supposed to like smell really bad. So I think that's why everybody's been saying I smell bad. Like I think the officer said that the smell was getting worse because I had the ashes on me, and then I think that other guy was talking about the smell of the sandwich, but it was the ashes I have on me, and then this guy asked me how much I washed. So I think it's the ashes. They didn't start saying that stuff until I put those ashes in that cup.
What can you tell me about Desiree Lathan?
Desiree Lathan. Oh, why, she came to me a few weeks ago in response to an ad I took out requesting articles. She told me she had an idea readers would love. We agreed on 3 crowns per paragraph, and she was on her way. Come to think of it, I haven't heard from her in a few days.
Well, it's because she's dead. Dead body smells. Yeah. I don't even want to know how that smells.
Lathan is dead?
What? No, I had no idea. What happened?
I'm not exactly sure. She seems to have burned to death under mysterious circumstances.
Mysterious circumstances?
Most of her body was burnt to ash, but there's very little fire damage around her. It's as though she herself just caught fire.
Oh, that sounds positively ghastly.
At least it's acknowledging it there. I feel like I haven't said much about it. It seems like she just caught fire.
The article she was writing, dear God, I hope she didn't go too far with her research.
Because it was about the internal fire. Do they smell never giving my cat's ashes a whiff? Can my cat's ashes a whiff? Oh, gotcha, because you have a cremated cat. I think that this is like a special case because they talked about how oily it was and stuff. I don't know that they're trying to say the ashes always smell. I think these ashes smell. I don't want to make any like claims that all cremated ashes smell, but these aren't, you got to understand, these aren't cremated ashes. This isn't someone's body who was cremated and set to like a certain temperature or whatever. She just caught on fire and died of being on fire, you know, so that doesn't get to the same temperature that it does with a cremation. So there's probably some things left over, especially since her legs and her hand are still there. That means that there are still bits that are decomposing and stuff. And I assume that's where the smell must be coming from.
Tell me about Brentwell Magazine.
We're a monthly publication focusing on both fiction and non-fiction pieces. My dream was to have a magazine that was well-respected and educational. But sadly, it seems today's audiences are much more interested in reading about sightings of giant bat creatures or mysterious buried treasures.
Tabloid stuff.
I hear you have a bit of a reputation for making your reporters do questionable things for their articles.
You are mistaken, Mr. Fordham. I don't force my writers to do anything. They seem to have this notion that the more extreme their research, the more authentic the articles will be.
What sort of extremes are we talking about here?
We had one writer who attempted to heighten the sensation of fear she wanted to express in her story. Damn near decapitated herself by sticking her head through an opening at the clock tower at St. Denis Cathedral. Ugh. Thankfully,
why
she
did she
made
do
it
that?
out alive. It would have been quite the predicament if she hadn't. Especially considering that was our most popular article last year. Oh, people have such odd taste.
Weird. Why did she stick? She was just trying to like scare herself? That's weird. Okay. Talk about himself.
What made you decide to start this business?
I always wanted to be a journalist. I never had much luck with any of the local papers, though. So I decided to start my own. I admit it's not exactly what I wanted, but I like to think Brentwell Magazine has found its own unique voice.
Voice? More like a gurgling scream.
So Crispy said, it probably has nothing to do with this game/case, but a fire won't burn someone down to ashes. There would have been bones left behind unless she was burnt by fire as hot as the sun. Right, there was bones left behind. I don't know if you saw it earlier, Crispy, but we did look at her body, and her skull was still there and her bones were there, yeah. There was just, some of it was burnt to ash. It's like fetid ashes, as things how they described it or whatever. Scare herself in the name of journalism. Yeah, that reminds me of like method acting, right? Like someone who's like, I gotta become the character or whatever.
What exactly
I
was
have to
Desiree's
feel
article
the
about?
fear.
I'm not entirely sure. She merely came to me with the proposal.
She didn't tell you what that idea was?
She did, but I wasn't sure what to make of it.
Please, Mr. Brentwell, stop stalling and tell me what she was writing about.
It was about spontaneous human combustion.
Let's talk more about that.
What do you know about spontaneous human combustion?
That's the thing. I don't know very much at all. It sounded interesting enough. That's why I accepted Miss Lathan's proposal to write the article about it.
But what do you know about it?
Only that it's a mysterious phenomenon in which a person catches fire spontaneously and burns to death. It sounds exactly as you described Miss Lathan's condition.
Do you know what Miss Lathan's research on the subject involved?
Only the one contact I gave her, a Miss Angela Maxwell at the Spectre Society.
The Spectre Society again. That is where we read about spontaneous combustion, so that doesn't really surprise me all that much, right? Me too, that's exactly what I thought. Method acting. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, we're on the same wavelength there.
The Spectre Society, huh? I shouldn't be surprised to hear that name again.
Are you a member?
Actually, I am.
Then I suggest you do some research there. There's bound to be something relevant in that curious library of theirs.
Thank you. Perhaps I will.
You probably already read the book, too.
Thanks for your time, Mr. Brentwell.
The pleasure is all mine.
But we'll read it again. Alright, let's see. Guess I'll go ahead and save here. Try to keep in the habit of saving often in this game so we don't end up in the same predicament we did last week. Okay, let's see. Next I guess we're going to the Spectre Society, huh? Only other lead we have.
Welcome back, Mr. Fordham.
It's always stormy out the window. It gives the mood, you know?
I sense the foul stench of the tomb. It must mean a spirit is trying to make contact.
Or it's because I have ashes in this mug, lady. Everybody talks about like, oh god, the smell. It's just like, hey, come on.
I think I've seen one of these before. What does it do?
It's a spirit board.
The Ouija board.
We use it to contact spirits, and they in turn spell out a message with the letters on the board.
Well, I've got a message from Miss Maxwell if she ever tries to use a spirit board around me.
No wonder what that message is. She's across the room and she can smell it. It must smell really bad. And even Miles is just fucking bathing in it, dude. He's fine with it. Something about combustion or something, huh? Astral projection. There it is. The mysteries of spontaneous combustion.
This all sounds strangely familiar, but spontaneous human combustion can't be real, can it? Then again, sometimes the simplest explanation is the correct one.
Is this a simple one though, Bill? Is spontaneous combustion a simple explanation? I think Occam's razor kind of takes that out. Hey, Opal! Resubscribe for 6 months. Thank you, Opal. Thank you very much, and welcome in. How you doing? Not simple, not at all. Yeah, that's something, so. Let's see. Spontaneous human combustion is a highly controversial subject, but remains popular among scholars and aficionados of the occult and unexplained. The term refers to death from a fire originating without any apparent source of external ignition. The fire is believed to start within the body of the victim. In 1823, book Medical Jurisprudence, I've just never seen that word before, states the commonalities in recorded cases of spontaneous human combustion, including the following characteristics. 1. The victims are chronic alcoholics. 2. They are usually elderly females. 3. The hands and feet usually fall off. 4. The fire has caused very little damage to things around the body. 5. A residue of greasy and fetid ashes is left behind. That's exactly everything there. It's exactly what happened. And yeah, this is the exact spot that Papa was talking about earlier. The whole he's thinking this was like a comment on diabetes. An illustration of two men finding a victim of spontaneous human combustion. Most physicians and investigators strongly believe that spontaneous human combustion is a product of alcoholism. Jurisprudence or legal theory is a theoretical study of the property of law. Well, thank you very much, Shyla. From Wikipedia, right on. I've never heard that word before. I obviously tried to read it last week because we read the book last week.
Could I ask you about some things, Miss Maxwell?
Certainly, darling.
Are you familiar with a woman named Desiree Lathan?
Yes, she came to see me just last week. She told me she was doing research for an article she was writing for Brentwell Magazine.
What sort of research?
She asked me a few questions and looked at my books. That was all. She wasn't here for very long.
And what was she researching?
Something about spontaneous human combustion, I believe.
And Desiree's death? I read it as property the first time I read it too. Oh, propriety? Is that what it is? Propriety of law? Yeah, just glancing at it, I would have thought property, but propriety, I think is what I actually pronounce that.
Did you know that Desiree Lathan is dead?
What? My God, no. I didn't. What happened to her?
She was found burned to death in her bed.
How awful.
Do you have any idea how this may have happened?
There are a number of possibilities, but if she was in the middle of researching spontaneous human combustion, and then to have this happen, it can't be a coincidence.
Are you suggesting she herself was a victim of spontaneous combustion?
One
But how?
will only compare the circumstances of her death with the facts, darling.
She can't be serious, can she?
That's how I'm feeling, Bill, but man, is everything pointing to the spontaneous combustion here. The game really wants you to believe it on some level, right?
What can you tell me about spontaneous human combustion?
I'm not overly familiar with the subject, but I do have a book about it on the shelf back there. You are welcome to look at it if it will help.
I may, but I'd like to know what your understanding of it is.
Well, I believe it is when the human body inexplicably catches fire and burns. It usually occurs among elderly women who drink to excess, and very little fire damage is caused around the body. That's really all I know, darling. It's not a very agreeable subject for study now, is it?
Thank you for the information. It was very enlightening.
It was my pleasure, darling.
Okay, I feel like I haven't gotten much here. Miss Maxwell suggests that Desiree Lathan may have been a victim of spontaneous human combustion. So that's a clue that I have now, but what would I use that for? So we click through everything even though I've read it all, I think?
Girls. I could see a passing resemblance to Miss Maxwell, actually.
See if there's anything new. Guest book?
There's quite a few members in this group.
No, we don't get to look at the guest book this time, okay.
I never much cared for all that mystic stuff. Why should your life be dictated by a bunch of cards? What a ridiculous contraption. People will do anything to make a quick crown. Ooh, spooky. That ghost between the two people almost manages to look convincing. The plaque says Leonora Pattinson, seer. She looks like someone I would not want to fool around with.
You want to fool around with her, Bill? Come on, buddy. You know you do. All right, let's get out of here.
I'll be going now.
May the spirits guide you to that which you seek.
Okay, well, let's use this opportunity to save as well. Save. Okay, so do I have anything I can bring back to Usher and Price, that guy? Let's try the supper club again and see if we have any more information we can bring to that old lady that was there. And maybe we can ask her something new.
Oh, what is that?
Oh yeah, the smell.
I think the water closet may need a cleaning.
Oh, you know you like it, girl.
Excuse me.
It's my pheromones.
Ugh, get away from me, you horrid man. You smell like rotting flesh.
You're not gonna make too many friends with those ashes in your pocket, Miles.
What do I do with them, Bill? I thought we were supposed to bring him to some doctor, dude. Maybe I need to go back to the police station. Maybe she'll help me out. Upton will. Get rid of these ashes.
Dear Lord, what is that smell? Did you step in something out there, Fordham?
Private investigation is a dirty job, Upton. You know that. Got a moment, Upton?
Yes, but let's make this quick.
Because I smell like shit. Mortuary access.
Would it be possible for me to access the mortuary?
The mortuary? What for?
I'd like to consult with Dr. Edwards.
All right, but be careful. Make sure you don't let Snelling see you back there.
That's it for now.
Better get back to it then.
And I get to go through the doorway. Nice.
Dr. Edwards' lab was always a fascinating place to learn about death. A bit less so now that I'm quite the expert.
Oh, did I miss cleaning up some bit of that last corpse? Oh, Fordham, what brings you down here?
It's because of the smell, that's why I said that.
I was wondering if I could pick your brain.
Yes, of course. There's one in a jar over there, and I may have another one around here somewhere.
That coroner humor never gets old, does it?
Anyway, let me know what you want to discuss. This fellow's not going anywhere.
Looks like that guy's got a bullet to the brain. It's got a little red spot on him. All right, let's look around the room first here.
Assorted lab equipment for setting things on fire or causing explosions. You know, the perfect way to pass the time.
Oh, hell yeah, bro.
A fine example of well-developed deltoids, latissimus dorsi, and gluteus maximi.
Gluteus maximi.
I remember when Edwards used to keep his collection of preserved reproductive organs on this shelf. He must be getting soft in his old age. Or perhaps that's exactly what happened to his collection.
That it got soft in its old age?
It looks rather fresh. There's a plaque at the base of the jar that says H. Putnam.
And they've named it. Name of the man who owned the brain scale.
I'm pretty sure I saw Edwards weighing his lunch on this once. Well, at least he died with a smile on his face. Sort of. Seems to be empty for now. That's most definitely a good thing. Edwards must have some very good friends in the department to have gotten this custom-made table. It does suit the room, though.
Yeah, it's a very fancy table. Got the skulls on it and everything. That's fancy, dude.
This provides the room with just the right amount of heat. Unlike the incinerators in the crematorium. Talk about overkill.
Being an undertaker might not be too bad of a job. Yeah, I bet it pays pretty well, but it's just, man, it'll be a rough job for, you know, at least for some people. I know I couldn't do something like that, like a corner or whatever. I could not do that. But I bet it pays well. I feel like it would have to.
I wonder if Edwards ever got around to fixing this typewriter. The letter E being out of alignment always made his reports a nightmare to read. It's important to keep your hands clean when dealing with dead bodies. After all, you never know where they've been. Until after the post-mortem exam, anyway.
Yeah, then you know. That's the whole point of the exam.
You've seen one dissected torso, you've seen them all. It sure is a lot of rubbish crammed inside our upper bodies, isn't there? Edwards keeps assorted bottles and specimens in there. Nothing too remarkable that I can see. Nice pair of legs. I'd say being hooked up to that machine was the worst experience of my life. Except I was already dead at the time. Imagine a giant mosquito sucking out all your blood and then replacing it with formaldehyde. Not very pleasant.
Oh, God, sounds horrible.
I feel sorry for the poor slob who has to clean that out.
Okay, I think we've looked at everything. Now let's talk to the man. They have a nicer word for undertaker now, and I can't remember what it is. You mean a coroner? Is that what you're saying? I think that's like the same job, right? Coroner and undertaker. Thanks to my mom being a home health nurse, I actually know a handful of morticians. Oh, mortician, maybe that's the word. And funeral directors. The pay isn't bad at all. They're either really funny people or drink a lot. All right, you gotta deal with it somehow, Noah. Let me look it up. Right on, sounds good. Yeah, we used to have somebody in here who used to be, or used to claim to be. It was King. He used to claim to be a mortician, I think. He had a lot of crazy stories. I'm not sure if they were all true. Desiree's ashes.
I've got these human ashes from a crime scene.
Straight to the point. I knew I liked you for a reason, Fordham. Who do they belong to?
Desiree Lathan. She was a Gascon Grand Dame.
Oh, of course. I heard about that case. She was found burned in her home, wasn't she?
That's right.
I meant to go over there later today.
Well, then I suppose I've saved you the journey. Would you have a look at these?
Does this mean you're officially on the case?
Not as such. In fact, I'd appreciate it if you didn't mention I'd been here.
Ah, clandestine operation. Sneaking around under Snelling's nose.
I don't have much of a choice. I'm pretty much persona non grata around here these days.
Well, you're always welcome in my mortuary. Preferably while still breathing, of course.
Preferably.
Anyway, I'll just take those ashes off your hands. I'm sure your social life will soon improve.
Yes, it will.
Yes, I was making quite the impression.
This is an interesting choice of container.
It was either that or carry them around in my bare hands.
Well, I'm a bit busy right now, but I should have something for you within the next couple of hours. But you do realize the information won't be exclusive to you. I'll have to pass it on to the detectives on the case.
Naturally. That just gives me more of an incentive to work quickly.
Yeah, I mean, we should give all the information to everyone that's working on it, right? Mortician is right. Okay, I had a feeling that that's what you're talking about. And there's Purple Space Cat. What's up? Thank you for the lurk. I appreciate you. Hopefully you're having a good one. Let's have a look at the burned cloth.
I found this piece of burned cloth at the crime scene. Could you take a look at it for me?
This is from the Lathan case?
It is, yes.
What do you need me to look at exactly?
It appears to have some oily residue on it.
Interesting. I'm afraid I have my hands full right now, but you can feel free to use my workbench if you'd like.
To do what exactly?
Surely they taught you something about basic chemical analysis when you worked here.
Yes, well, I always let Bill handle the more technical aspects of our cases.
A real pity I'm not around to help you anymore, isn't it?
But I'll have a look and see if something comes back to me.
Yeah, the piece of cloth, the oily piece of cloth is interesting because, like, you know, how oil is like a flammable substance, so it's like, I wonder if someone just tried to make it look like the spontaneous combustion, but they actually, like, got oil on her clothes or something somehow. It still doesn't really explain the lack of damage around everything, but I really wonder if the game is going to make it actually spontaneous combustion or not. How do you prove it was spontaneous combustion, you know? Interesting, right? Yeah. I think that cloth is going to be a big piece, I think, to this case.
So, Snelling got promoted to chief, did he?
Yes, not too long after you left. Personally, I think he took advantage of your situation to change things around here.
Was it really that much of a shock? Bill and I weren't exactly the most well-liked detectives on the force.
But you were respected. You two solved over 350 cases in 15 years. You were an institution.
Damn right we were. It's so easy for people to resent their more successful peers.
Ah, Edwards. Nice to know someone missed us.
Hell yeah, we were the best, Bill. And she's also a smoker and set herself on fire. Maybe. Who knows? Smoking in bed shouldn't do it. It also makes me think of, too, like, given the time period this is in, and I don't remember how long ago this was, but I remember watching a YouTube video about, like, this plastic that was used for a long time, or a long time ago, I should say, to make, like, women's dresses and stuff. Like, I think it's, like, similar to the plastic that's used for ping pong balls now, but, like, they used to use it in clothing a lot, but it's super flammable. And there was this one story I remember in the video that they were talking about where this woman, she was at, like, this fancy gathering at this fancy party or whatever, and then somebody, like, dropped their cigar and it rolled underneath her dress, and then she caught on fire, and there was nothing anybody could do because of the way, like, the plastic melts and stuff. Like, it was stuck to her and she just burned to death. Like, just ran outside and burned to death in the street or something like that. That's just, like, fucking crazy. Because of her dress, damn. Yeah, because of her dress. Yeah, just some small thing. Like, it was so easy to catch on fire because it was, like, just the cigar. Like, the tip of the cigar is hot enough to make it catch on fire, to combust, you know? It's pretty crazy. So it'd be interesting if they had that somehow in here. I don't think that's part of this at all, but it could be interesting if they had that in there.
You didn't examine Bill after he died, did you?
Ha! He wishes.
No, there was nothing inconclusive about his death. He died from impact after falling from the roof of a building. Why? Was there something else I should have looked into?
No, I was just curious.
Well, I did shoot him.
As fond as I am of Edwards, it would have been a bit much for him to go poking around my insides.
Buy me a drink first, buddy.
Keeping busy down here, Edwards?
Oh, you know me. I've always got my hands in someone.
Edwards always did have a way with words.
This postmortem was just a formality, really. The victim died of a gunshot wound to the head. Last week, though, we had a real kicker. An old man was brought in, and though he appeared quite dead, I was told that he'd been in a trance for over half a year. Apparently, he was hypnotized right at the point of death, and somehow managed to remain alive in a fashion.
What?
In any case, when I began performing the exam, his entire body decayed into a putrefied mess within minutes. It was fascinating.
What the fuck?
Should you really be giving me these details, Edwards?
Oh, hell, I don't mind telling you, Miles. It's not like you're going to go tell Snelling. Besides, you're the only one who's come to see me all week. Dead people make lousy conversationalists.
Hey, I take offense to that statement.
Thanks. That's all I needed to know for the moment.
Anytime, Fordham.
Putrefieds, right? Yeah. Well, because we're just. Oh yeah, we read that one. Yeah, yeah. Isn't that crazy? It's weird. It's like they're trying to really amp up this idea of it being some sort of supernatural thing, right? By doing that. Oh hey, what's up? HP's here. My effing guy. What's up, HP? How's it going, dude? How's Mix It Up treating you, my man? All right, we've talked to him now. Go ahead and do a little save-a-rooski. And I guess we've gotten everything we can of this guy for now. He's got to take some time to examine it, I think. So we're going to have to go do something else for a bit. Anything new with Upton while we're here?
Yes, but let's make...
Well, I guess we can review the case really quick, see if we get anything out of that.
Over my current case?
I'm afraid you're on your own this time, Fordham. The walls have ears around here. If they find out I'm helping you, it won't end well for either of us.
Fair enough.
I'll still be here when you've solved it, though.
That's it for now.
Better get back.
All right, let's get out of here. Love it. Thank you, bro. Yeah, no problem, man. I'm glad you're checking it out. Yeah, I hope it starts to become like more inspirational for you too. Like as you use it, maybe hopefully you'll be inspired to be like, oh, and now I feel like I can figure out how to do this and that. That's how it worked for me, you know. Like, started like just putting something on the screen, and then I realized I could, oh, there's a bunch of these actions, and I started playing with all the actions, and then started thinking of like multiple actions I might want to do at one time and that kind of thing. So I really hope that it really gets those gears turning for you, man, because it's a great program. I love it. Like I always say, it like makes my stream what it is. All right, let's go to that bar again now that we don't smell like shit and try to talk to the old lady. Yeah, it is. The options are blowing my mind right now, right? Yeah, absolutely. That's exactly how I felt, dude. There's just so many options, dude. It's so cool that you can like show and hide sources. They can show and hide filters that are on sources. So if you make like I don't know if you've messed with shaders in OBS, but you can get, I think it's like a plugin you have to install, but then you can get shaders, and then those shaders can do things like make you rainbow and stuff. That's how I do like my rainbow cam and stuff. And that's all thanks to the fact that Mix It Up can show and hide filters. And so because a shader is a filter in OBS. And so there's a lot of cool stuff you can do with that, And then show and hiding videos on the screen, like my dice dungeon thing in the bottom left corner there. That's like just like a little video that displays, and another video goes over it to make it look like they're not lit and stuff like that. Yeah, a lot of little things you do, man. Oh, it's great for counters and stuff too. If you do like a death counter or anything.
Have you come to ask me more questions?
Yes, if you wouldn't mind.
Oh, there you go. Speak of the dungeon and they will come. Crispy open the dungeon, everybody. If you guys want to get in that dungeon, !point dungeon in the chat for the next 2 minutes. I better get your ass in there. Let's talk to you about Peter Andrews. Here's Noah going in the fun one. HP's in there, hell yeah.
Is the name Peter Andrews familiar to you?
Peter Andrews? Is he still around?
I'd be able to tell you that if you told me who he is.
He's desperate. That's who he is. A lovesick fool who is obsessed with Desi. Sent her love letters all of the time.
Would you know where I can find him?
Why would you want to?
Because I want to question him about Miss Lathan's death.
I suppose that makes some sense. All I remember Desi telling me is that he worked at the Bank of Vespuccia, a clerk or some such. Imagine.
Thank you, that's very helpful.
Bank of Vespuccia.
Thanks for your time. I'll let you get back to your drink.
Thanks, sweetheart.
See you, Granny. HB coming in with the fun one as well. All right, let's see. Now we can go to the Bank of Vespuccia.
Mr. Fordham.
Is that Snelling?
Mr. Dupre.
Oh, Dupre.
Good to see you again.
Is there anything I can help you with?
Yes, I'm looking for Peter Andrews. I was told he worked here.
That's right. His desk is just over there.
Thank you, Mr. Dupre. Lovely seeing you.
I didn't recognize him because he's wearing a different outfit. Should we talk to Jean?
We haven't got anything else to ask him about right now.
And we just want to shoot the shit, dude. Fuck, Bill. Ever heard of shooting the shit, brother?
What an absurd contraption. Imagine needing all those extra bits and bobs just to tell the time.
Yeah, that is a convoluted clock, isn't it? A money. Is this like an ATM?
I tried using one of these automatic money dispensers once, but I nearly got my arm stuck inside.
AMD.
I still got a long way to go.
Why'd you stick your arm up in there, Bill? Shit, dude, I'm sure you don't have to do that much. All right, looks like we're ready for the dungeon. So, let me make sure Dolus is awake. I had to reboot my computer earlier, and I think I forgot to wake him up. We'll wake his ass up. Don't worry, guys. Oh, Dolus. Yeah, I had this really weird thing when I went to go start my stream today where OBS did not... It like either didn't want to see my webcam or it didn't want to see my capture card. It was the weirdest. I had to open it like 4 times in a row and I rebooted my computer a couple times. It was so weird. OBS just loves to mess up sometimes, I swear. It's like, oh, wait, you got 30 minutes until you stream? Well, we're going to use that entire 30 minutes just to mess with you. That's what it feels like sometimes. All right, we got him. He's awake. All right, we're ready to hit it. See you guys when we get back.
Welcome in, everyone. Looks like we got 3 people with us today. Welcome in, welcome in. Good to see you, good to see you. Okay, so it's not just my PC that does that. Yeah, it's not just you, HB. Yeah, Dom's stream computer fucks up all the time. Hey, I live here, so what am I gonna do about it? Oh, look at that! We're both pretty low on those numbers there, Crispy, but I came out on top. Alright, you're staying down here with me. But how about you, HP? See if I can get you stuck down here in the dungeon with me. Oh, yes. Oh, it feels so good. I'm on a roll today. Oh, man, I was feeling real bad the last couple of days, but this is really bringing it back for me. Let's see if I can get the turkey here on Noah. Come on, Noah, you want me to get this turkey, right? You always. Here we go. Oh, come on, Noah. Oh, man. Oh, well, look at that emote. Is that Jesse? Oh, okay. Oh, I feel a little strange after seeing that face. All right, Noah. I guess you win. Guess somebody had to win or something. Whatever. Get out of here.
Welcome back, LMAO. No, I should have stayed undefeated. Can't all stay undefeated, unfortunately, HB. But yeah, my PC, dude, it's so dumb, dude. It's like no matter how much money you throw at it, it'll still find a way to fuck up on you, dude. It's so annoying. I'm staying with you today, Dolus. There you go. Staying down there. Almost another nat 20. Almost. But almost only counts for horseshoes and hand grenades. All right, let's see. Stream loots. Let's get Noah his cards. Bing, bang, boom. Got it. Your cards are out, my friend. Let's check out this vault.
Impressive bit of hardware.
Thanks for playing, guys.
It would take a criminal mastermind to rob this bank.
Guess we're ready to talk to Peter Andrews.
Mr. Andrews.
Yes?
Miles Fordham, private investigator. May I ask you a few questions?
Yes, I suppose that would be fine. Have a seat.
I'd rather stand if it's all the same to you. Now then. Do you know Desiree Lathan?
Desiree Lathan? No, I can't say the name rings any bells.
Oh, come now, Peter.
You say you don't know Miss Lathan. Would you care to explain these?
Why are they crumpled up?
Look at his
she
face.
Throw them out? And why do you have them?
I just love catching people like this.
Hell
Relax, Mr. Andrews. Let's take this slowly. Now, I can assume by your reaction that these are your letters?
Yes, they are.
So why did you lie about knowing Miss Lathan?
I promised my wife I would cut off contact.
But you clearly didn't. The most recent letter is from 2 weeks ago.
Did she hire you?
Your wife? No.
No, she's
that's not why I'm
dead,
here.
dude.
Ah, well, that's somewhat of a relief then.
No, okay. He was talking about his wife. Let's talk about his wife. Miles, P.I. Hell yeah.
So your wife knows about your correspondence with Miss Lathan?
Well, I don't know if you could really call it correspondence. Desiree never wrote back. But yes,
He's
Peggy,
just a thirsty boy.
That's just to say Margaret found out shortly after we married.
Exactly how many letters did this bounder send, I wonder?
At first, I tried to make it out that she was just a friend, but she found one of the more intimate ones while I was writing it.
I see.
While you were writing
What was
it?
her reaction?
What do you think? I still have the scar from the glass that she threw at me.
You're still married?
Oh, yes.
Why is this guy so obsessed with a lady that never talked to him?
Catholic family. They would sooner she die than divorce. It hasn't been easy. She makes sure to take full advantage of the situation. Always buying herself the most expensive jewelry and spending a fortune on food for those wretched cats. I swear, they're better fed than I am.
Where might I find Mrs. Andrews?
Well,
I'd
they're
like to
not
speak to
cheating
her.
on their
Our
wives
house
or
is at
trying to.
713 Longfellow Street, just at the edge of Gascon. But I warn you, it's a goddamn menagerie she's got. I'd stay away if you're averse to being covered in animal hair.
I'll take my chances.
Dude, this dude hates his wife. Why did you guys get married? All he wants to chase after these cougars, dude.
Were you aware of Miss Lathan's death?
What? Desiree is dead? No.
She was found burned to death in her bed.
You're lying. You have to be.
I'm afraid I'm not, Mr. Andrews.
Oh, Desiree.
Do you have any idea who might have wanted to kill her?
No, she was a marvelous woman.
Well, I'm sorry to have to be the bearer of bad news, but at least you won't have to worry about writing any more letters.
That isn't funny, Mr. Fordham.
Yes, it was. Don't listen to him.
Bill's like, I laughed.
Exactly what is your role here at the bank?
I'm the manager. I handle the new accounts, organize finance, that sort of thing.
Have you been here long?
Coming up on 17 years. Is this at all relevant to your investigation?
Anything could be, Mr. Andrews. Thanks for your time, Mr. Andrews.
All right, well. We got some stuff, didn't we? We got the location, right? It wasn't a clue. We got a location to go to. We got to go to talk to his wife or something. What is that a picture of? Oh, it's a squirrel. Why did that take me so long to realize? It's so funny. I'm like, I was looking at it like a completely different way. Weird.
Nice house. It definitely screams
I thought she had cats, not
eccentric
squirrels.
person lives here. Speaking of which, that must be Mrs. Andrews over there with those rodents.
There's squirrels, Bill.
Rats with fluffy tails. How anyone can find them endearing is beyond me.
What? You don't like squirrels, Bill? Who doesn't like squirrels? I love squirrels, dude. You have some gray squirrels around where I live.
Excuse me, Mrs. Andrews?
May I help you?
I'm Miles Fordham, private investigator. I was hoping you could answer a few questions.
All right then. Don't worry, my darlings. Mommy only needs a moment to speak to the nice man, then I'll give you all the nuts you can eat. My little friends just adore nuts.
I was
Mr.
just about to say the
Fordham.
same thing to you,
That
lady.
explains why squirrels are so attracted to her.
Desiree Lathan.
Did you know Desiree Lathan?
Not personally. I never met her, but I knew exactly who she was.
And who was that?
A miserable drunk. Always going out and getting liquored up at her so-called socialite balls. They try to make them seem so fancy and high class, but it's really just a bunch of bitter old hags getting together to gossip about each other. With that kind of lifestyle, it was only a matter of time before it caught up with her.
Man, this lady seems like she might have some motive. Damn. We don't have squirrels, but if you're lucky, you can find someone selling an Indian palm squirrel as a pet. Oh, I wonder what an Indian palm squirrel is like. Yeah, we got a bunch of squirrels around here. Where I live, I've always lived around squirrels pretty much. It's part of the environment. That and rabbits. I live in like the middle of like a pretty dense city, I guess, you know. And you'll still see rabbits quite often around where I live, and even the occasional deer will wander into the city, which is kind of interesting. Where I used to live, there used to be like a nature trail too. And it was so interesting how the trail was just kind of tucked away, but you'd see deer there all the time. It was so cool. I got so close to a deer once, so I was just riding my bike and I saw it, and so I just stopped and was just looking at it. And I was very close to it. And it was just chilling there and looking at me. I think it was just like eating some grass or something. I was like, hey, what's up? It's so cool.
Do you happen to know anything about the circumstances surrounding the death of Miss Lathan?
I read in the paper that she was burned to death. In her bed, wasn't it?
That's right. Do you have any idea how that may have happened?
Well, I already told you she was a drunk. Maybe she came home plastered and decided to smoke in bed.
Oh.
I'm rather surprised.
Crispy said something about that thing.
That woman got around, if you know what I mean.
She certainly seems to know a lot about Desiree for someone who claims to have never met her.
Yes, that's very true. She's got a lot of details.
Do you have any hobbies or pastimes, Mrs. Andrews?
Well, of course. I do a bit of knitting and I take care of my pets.
I take it you're fond of animals?
Oh, yes. I just love animals. Most prove to be better company than people.
Is that
right? Because they can't talk to you?
Well, consider this, Mr. Fordham. Animals can't betray you or lie.
Uh-oh,
They could betray you, I
where
guess.
this is going.
My furry little companions would never hurt me. Unlike several humans I could name.
Who are these companions exactly?
Why, my darling little kitties and squirrel friends, of course.
This lady is a little nuts, isn't she? Sometimes I get kangaroos in the front yard. Oh, really? First time my cat saw one, he flew off the windowsill and to the other side of the house. I don't blame him. That'd be crazy to see. I bet that's awesome, though. Man, I don't think I've ever seen a kangaroo in real life. Not even at like a zoo or anything. That's pretty interesting. I bet they seem like they'd be pretty big, right? Yeah, squirrel friends. Okay, lady. Yeah. First we'll talk about the cats.
They're the most wonderful little dears. Do you have any pets?
Afraid not. My wife isn't too fond of cleaning up after animals.
Pity. Cats make wonderful pets. They're good company and are independent, unlike dogs. Edgar and Hubert are my pride and joy. I give them only the best of everything, and they in turn give me their unconditional love.
That's delightful.
I used to have a wonderful cat named Tobias, but, oh, he had an unfortunate accident. That's why I never let my two angels out of the house.
So what happened to Tobias?
What happened to Tobias the cat?
Oh, I really rather not talk about that. It wasn't my finest hour. Let's just say it was an honest misunderstanding which got blown way out of proportion.
With your cat?
Well, now I just have to know what happened.
Right?
I hate it when people tease gossip and don't deliver.
Yeah. Come on, lady. No, we can't even press further for that? Damn. I remember seeing the video where a guy just punches a kangaroo in the face to save his dog. Oh, really? That sounds pretty crazy. You get kicked for that? Not cool that my mom saw a guy set his pit bulls on a young kangaroo a few months ago. Oh, what? What the fuck? That's so morbid. Why?
Your squirrel friends
what a
are quite
douche.
tame.
Oh, aren't they just the sweetest? And so smart, too. When I feed them, they come up and put their little paws on my hands as though they were giving me little squirrel hugs. And the way they look into my eyes, I can almost hear them saying, "Thank you for the nuts."
Well, at least you can be grateful that it's only my voice you hear and not some rabid squirrels.
Thank you for the chat. It was very enlightening.
Was it,
My
Miles?
pleasure, Mr. Fordham. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to get back to tending to my little darlings.
Why don't you just bring him in your yard instead of being out here? I guess we're ready to leave here, huh? We got a couple of things in our casebook, at least, though. I've seen that kangaroo getting punched. I watched that video like 5 times. Oh, really? Damn. Reminds me of that woman from the Aristocats movie. Oh, gotcha. I haven't seen Aristocats in a long time. That was like one of my favorite movies growing up, was Aristocats. I haven't even thought about that in a long time. You know, it was a good movie. I love that. I don't remember the character that you're talking about, but I do remember loving that movie. Okay, so let me look at my case. But well, first of all, let's go ahead and get in the practice of saving. Investigate the Gascon Supper Club. Speak with attorney Jonas Usher. I still need to try to do that. Do I have the piece of evidence for that now? I don't think so. Might need the report from the coroner, right? Have Dr. Edwards, the coroner, examine Desiree's ashes. We might be able to check up on that. Report to Upton and declare Desiree Lathan's death was a result of spontaneous human combustion. Oh, we've already got an end to the case if we want to go ahead and say it was spontaneous combustion. I don't know. I'm thinking this lady that we just talked to is a little bit sus, so it sounds like she has motive, I guess. Find out what happened to Tobias the cat. So if I want to find out what happened to Tobias the cat, I bet I could ask her husband. How about we do that next? I think that could be interesting. Before we do that, though, I do need to use the restroom. So I'll be back in just a minute or two, guys. So, yeah, don't go away. I'll be right back.
Monday, Grand Theft Auto.
What the fuck was that, dude? Are you kidding me? I just stole this car. Oh, and then he's gonna pull me out of my car, dude. You have the audacity.
Tuesday, Lamplight City.
Boom. Oh, look at that. Oh, what the fuck, dude?
Dear God. This does not look good.
What the fuck, dude? Wow, indeed, Neptune.
Wednesday, Deathloop.
Well, if that wasn't a laser grid, oh fuck. Oh fuck. Oh shit. No, they're mine, so we're good. Good thing I did that. I was like, oh no.
Thursday, Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney.
Okay. There's no need to look so scary when you ask me. Hey, look over there! Some juicy burgers. Let's eat instead.
Unfortunately, I'm more of a grilled chicken sandwich man myself.
Friday, The Witcher 3.
Oh, yeah, he must be above me. Those guys are below me. Let's go ahead and get all these guys real quick. You say I'll diddle you with your own dingling? Is that what you just said to me, dude? Are you kidding me?
Monday, Grand Theft Auto.
What the fuck was that, dude? Are you kidding me? I just stole this car. Oh, and then he's gonna pull me out of my car, dude. You have the audacity.
Tuesday, Lamplight City.
Boom. Oh, look at that. Oh, what the fuck, dude?
Dear God. This does not look good.
What the fuck, dude? Wow, indeed, Neptune.
Wednesday, Deathloop.
Well, if that wasn't a laser grid, oh fuck. Oh fuck. Oh shit. No, they're mine, so we're good. Good thing I did that. I was like, oh no.
Thursday, Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney.
Okay. There's no need to look so scary when you ask me. Hey, look over there! Some juicy burgers. Let's eat instead.
Unfortunately, I'm more of a grilled chicken sandwich man myself.
Friday, The Witcher 3.
Just get my headphones on. Let's go ahead and get all these guys real quick. You say I'll diddle you with your own dingling? Is that what you just said to me, dude? Are you kidding me? That is what he said, Dom. Alright, guys, I am back. Got myself a refill on my drink. I'm ready to continue. All right, so we're gonna go talk to this lady's husband, see if we can't find out more about Tobias the cat. He was at the bank. Thank you, Noah. Appreciate you, my dude.
Mr. Andrews.
Yes?
Is there anything you can tell me about your wife's old cat, Tobias?
Oh, God. There's a name I was hoping never to hear again. She loved that cat. I'm sure she would have married it instead of me if she could. Mangy little
I believe
bastard
him.
was always leaving a mess and knocking things over, but he was Peggy's little angel. Then one day I'd had enough, so I let him outside and...
Yes?
The stupid thing managed to get itself killed. Then things got ugly.
How so?
Peggy got a bit carried away and... Well, let's just say I never imagined a cat could earn someone a criminal record.
The plot thickens. Or perhaps sickens.
What? Criminal record? What the fuck does this lady do? Okay.
We haven't got anything else.
Okay, just making sure while we're here. See if we can talk to John. So, criminal record, huh? Do we go try to talk to her again? Now that we know the criminal record thing? Let's see.
Nothing more to ask her about, right?
No, okay. I mean, maybe we could talk to Upton about it because it's a criminal record, so maybe they have like a record of what happened.
Got a moment, Upton?
Yes, but let's make this quick.
I need some information on one Margaret Andrews. Apparently, she has a criminal record.
Margaret Andrews, eh? Give me a moment to look her up in the archives. Yes, here we are.
A little bit like Sinking
Margaret
City.
Andrews was brought in for questioning 5 years ago in connection with a fire at a theater in Worcester.
Oh?
Yes, nothing came of it, but she was briefly a suspect. Oh, there's more. She also had a prior conviction for arson.
You don't say.
The file says she set fire to a cab after the driver ran over her cat.
Oh.
She served 6 months in prison for that. This was back in 1835.
Damn, 6 months in prison.
Thank you for your help, Upton. This has been extremely valuable.
Probably a
So,
good 6
Margaret
months for
Andrews
that
has a
other guy,
jealous
right?
streak and
Peter?
a penchant for setting things on fire. Seems a likely culprit to me.
Yeah, this is definitely starting to add up to sound like it was her that did it, right? Okay, in conversation.
For now.
Better get back to it then.
Should we go see if the doc's got anything for us while we're here?
Pardon me, Edwards.
Yes?
Have you had a chance to look at those ashes I gave you?
Yes, I have. Unfortunately, there isn't much I can tell you.
Ooh, Nemo, thanks, Crispy.
At a very high temperature. These ashes are greasy and putrid because of liquefied fat from the body, which burned like a candle. As to what caused her to burn, I cannot say without more evidence. I'm sorry, Miles.
It's quite all right, Edwards. I appreciate the information nonetheless.
Well, just so you don't go away empty-handed, have a copy of my report. Maybe it will be of some use.
That's what I needed. Thank you. I can bring that to Usher.
Thanks. That's all I needed to know for the moment.
Anytime, Fordham.
Okay, I was right. Gotta get the report from this guy, then I can show it to Usher or his secretary or whatever. Okay, let's go ahead and do a little save. And we can go back to Usher and Price. Talk to this guy.
Begging your pardon, sir.
Yes?
Yes.
Perhaps Mr. Usher will see me when he sees this.
No? What's that?
The coroner's report.
A report from Dr. Malcolm Edwards, the city coroner, confirming Miss Lathan's untimely demise.
Let me see that. Oh my. Wait one moment, would you?
Gonna send in a pneumatic tube. Boonk.
What is the meaning of this?
The gentleman who brought that is a private investigator. He's waiting outside to see you.
Send him in, then.
You heard him, Mr. Fordham. You may go inside and see Mr. Usher.
Thank you kindly.
There we go. We're in. That sweet pneumatic system.
Are you?
That's right. Miles Fordham is my name.
Jonas Usher, a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Pleasure's all mine.
So it would seem that Miss Lathan has shuffled off the mortal coil, as it were.
I'm sorry to say that is indeed the case.
Please come in, have a seat, make yourself comfortable. I only ask that you kindly wash your hands in the basin first, and limit what you touch in here.
Oh, because he's a germaphobe, right? Okay, wash.
Thank you, Mr. Fordham. I appreciate your cooperation.
Is there anything more boring than books on law? Just reading the titles is making me drowsy. Usher seems to like keeping his guests at a distance.
That's true. There's some distance there, isn't there? I like the books in the foreground. Very cool.
Judging by how full these bottles are, Usher doesn't indulge much. What a waste. Stern-looking lady. Adds a nice bit of color to the room.
Mr. Usher, I have some questions for you.
And hopefully I have your answers.
I hope so. Desiree Lathan, afraid of germs. Yeah, we'll talk with Desiree.
Desiree Lathan.
She was a
Stay 1.5 meters away from me.
For unfortunate passing.
How long had you been her attorney?
She retained me some 10 years ago, I believe.
Guy's very afraid of COVID.
Yes, I remember I had just gotten over a bout of melancholia and been able to work in nearly a month. I didn't think I'd make it out of that, but luckily things took a turn for the better. Miss Lathan came to see me, and I've served as her attorney ever since.
Would you say Miss Lathan is a wealthy woman?
Indeed I would. Her estate is worth a significant sum. Of course, you understand that this is confidential information, so I cannot tell you the exact amount.
Yes, of course.
Okay, let's talk about her death.
Can you think of anyone who may have wanted to harm Miss Lathan?
No, I can't. What makes you think that someone actually killed her?
It seems the most plausible explanation.
Miss Lathan was getting on in years. It's likely she may have developed a case of pneumonia. That's the most common killer of the elderly, you know.
And then caught on fire?
Most unpleasant. Constant coughing, spitting up phlegm, rattling in the lungs. Thankfully, I made a full recovery.
But supposing that was the cause of death, how would it explain the fact that her body was completely burned?
She was a smoker. Perhaps she was having a cigarette when she died and dropped it on the bed.
Again, with smoking in bed.
I found no cigarette butts at the crime scene.
I'm merely offering my opinion, Mr. Fordham. You can take it or leave it.
I think we should leave it.
Let's go ahead and leave it then, Bill. Have it or will.
I found this letter in Miss Lathan's bedroom, which mentions that she recently changed her will. Could you tell me a bit more about the circumstances surrounding this change?
That's not an uncommon occurrence. People change their wills all the time. Relatives and friends fall in and out of favor constantly.
Had Miss Lathan made changes to her will previously?
No, this was the first time.
What change did she make exactly?
Just a change to her beneficiary. Nothing out of the ordinary.
And when did this change occur?
About 4 months ago, if I recall correctly. Yes, it was definitely in June, because I'd been in bed with a nasty stomach flu at the end of May. That was
she gets sick all the time.
Fun, let me tell you. I think I lost nearly 6 pounds from the constant trips to the WC. Couldn't keep a thing down, and whatever did stay down soon came out the other end, if you get my meaning.
I'd say his meaning is regrettably impossible to avoid.
All right, what about this beneficiary?
Who did Miss
What's up
Lathan
with
name
that?
as her new beneficiary?
Mr. Fordham, please. You know I couldn't possibly tell you that. There is such a thing as attorney-client privilege.
Fair enough. If she's deceased, she's technically no longer your client. Isn't it suspicious that she died so soon after changing her will? Tell me, or I'll sneeze on you. I don't think that being deceased is technically no longer your client is that strong enough. I think isn't it suspicious that she died so soon after changing her will?
Do you not find it suspicious, Mr. Usher, that Miss Lathan died under such mysterious circumstances only 4 months after naming a new beneficiary? You said yourself she was wealthy. Does it not make sense that someone might have wanted her inheritance?
I suppose it's not entirely out of the question.
Right. So tell me the name of Miss Lathan's beneficiary so I can determine if this was, in fact, a murder.
Very well. It was a man named Roger DeVay.
Do you have any information
Roger
on where I can
DeVay,
find
he's a
him?
new guy.
Only his address. It's 775 Pumblechook Place in Chumley.
That'll do nicely. Thank you, Mr. Usher.
Okay, we got a new person to question, huh?
Mr. Usher, I've noticed from your rules and habits that you seem to have a particular aversion to germs. Why is that, if I may ask?
I've been ill most of my life, Mr. Fordham. I was a sickly child, and unfortunately my condition hasn't improved with age. It's a miracle I'm still alive. That's why I'm so careful about exposing myself to germs.
He's a bubble man.
How's my color? Do I look pale to you?
Not particularly.
You look
I
fine.
saw myself in the mirror this morning and thought I looked a bit peaked. Also, my leg has been hurting more than usual, which has been cause for concern.
Nah, you've really done it, Miles.
He's a bit of a hypochondriac.
Yes, well, moving on. How long have you been practicing law, Mr. Usher?
Usher and Price has been operating since 1805. I took over from my father 15 years ago. The stress hasn't helped my heartburn, I can tell you that. Why, just last night I was tossing and turning because I couldn't stand the burning in my throat. That's why I've got these bags under my eyes, you know.
Ah, yes. And Mr. Price?
He's still here, although I think he'll probably be retiring soon as well. But the law firm has done well over the years, and I have a feeling it'll do even better in the years to come.
Oh? Why is that?
We're currently beginning a group litigation against Royal Maverick for the Lygia disaster.
No.
I'm confident that we'll recover quite a significant sum for the families of those killed. You weren't by chance affected by the disaster, were you?
Thankfully, I wasn't, no.
Shame. You could have joined the class action and done quite well when we win.
You know, I always thought we detectives made our living off human tragedy.
Thank you for your help, Mr.
Sounds like
Usher.
one of those
pleasure is all mine, Mr.
mesothelioma
Fordham.
type situations. All those commercials you guys have seen, probably. Do you or someone you know have mesothelioma? Okay, let's go ahead and save it. So now we should be able to talk to this guy.
Did Usher give us the wrong address? This should be 775, but there's no building here. These aren't in such bad shape, really. As far as the Chum goes, this is one of the nicer areas.
Honestly, all these buildings look really nice, yeah. They're supposed to be like a shitty part of town.
Hey, that's just like the one we had when I was a boy. Good old Rusty. He served us well.
Oh yeah, was Bill like a poor person?
I used to draw funny pictures of rich people on walls too when I was a kid. Never did a lick of good, but it would always make me feel better. Yeah, those aren't half bad. Too bad they aren't finished. I wonder if they're going to be used to keep the fire going.
Let's hope not.
By Chum standards, that's practically a four-poster. Doesn't look like much, but I bet it keeps the rain off. Assuming there's no wind.
Let's talk to this homeless man.
Excuse me.
Yeah?
Is this 775 Pumblechook Place?
Yeah, it would be if the building were still here.
Oh, I see. Might I ask you a few questions?
You can ask.
Who the hell's this guy? Roger DeVay?
Do you know Roger DeVay?
Know him? Of course I know him. He lives here with me.
He does?
Well, whenever he decides to come home, anyway. The rest of the time, I suspect he finds a way to sleep at his job. Me, I'd do the same, except I can't stand the smell of the horses.
Do you know where Mr. DeVay works?
Nah, he never told me.
Alright, let's ask him about Desiree, I guess. I don't think this guy's gonna know much, but okay.
Do you know a woman named Desiree Lathan?
Nah, I don't know many women. They're not too fond of my company. Well, I don't understand why. I always try to be a perfect gentleman. Guess I just don't got the charm. I've asked Roger to give me a few pointers. He's a big hit with ladies, you know.
Is that right?
Oh, yeah. He no sooner looks at 'em than they're falling at his feet. Real natural, that one. Never brings it back here, though. Always winds up staying with him, getting a free meal and a soft bed out of it. Ah, well, the bohemian lifestyle ain't for everyone.
Bohemian.
Maybe someday my luck will change.
I'm sure it will change the day he decides to take a bath.
What's your name, sir?
Me? I'm Herman. Herman Shaw.
How long have you been living here?
Oh, I've been here for ages. Since before the building got condemned and was torn down. They pretty much forced us out, you see, but a couple of us came back and set up here. Seemed like a good idea, and I had nowhere else to go. That's not so bad, except for when it rains. And I guess we'll have to bundle up a bit more when it gets cold. But other than that, it's like the place was still standing.
There's some of that
Really?
classic chum ingenuity. Or maybe it's just delusion.
Former building?
What happened to this place? Why was it condemned?
The building was old, in a pretty sad state, so the inspectors came by and said it was unfit for living. There was a whole lot of us here. Most were able to pick up and go, but a few of us stayed.
Why don't you go to a workhouse?
You wouldn't be asking if you'd ever been inside one. It's wall-to-wall people, children crying, sick folk coughing all over you.
But there's plenty of that out here, too.
Well, sure, but out here, there's freedom. Nobody telling you what to do except the odd copper. Not even many of them in this neighborhood. Besides, this is my home. Just because it's missing a few walls don't mean I ought to abandon it.
I guess. All right.
You look somewhat familiar. Didn't I see you protesting outside the Harris construction yard?
Did we see?
Yeah, I was there. What of it?
Were you affected by the Lygia disaster?
Well, nobody I know was killed, if that's what you mean.
So, why were you protesting the construction of the Lenore?
Well, that Devons fella promised he'd buy us a meal if we stood in the crowd.
Oh, really?
For a free meal, I'd do just about anything.
I thank you for your time.
Maybe give us a shilling or two for the trouble?
I'll consider it.
This guy was a crisis actor. No, let's see. Did I get anything from this guy? Return to Upton to accuse Margaret Andrews. Locate Roger DeVay. How am I gonna locate him though? Maybe I should go back to the Gascon Supper Club, because if he's hit with the ladies, perhaps that old lady will have hit him, if you know what I'm saying. Let's see.
I may have more questions for you later.
No, apparently not.
I can scarcely contain.
Okay. Brentwell Magazine. Society. I'm supposed to investigate the Gascon Supper Club. I don't know where else to go with that one. Or locate Roger DeVay, because the other two are just turning people in. I feel like I need more to make sure that if we are going to accuse Margaret, I feel like I need more. Now that we know more about Margaret's crimes, maybe we can try to talk to her about them?
Nothing more to ask her about, right?
No. Not allowed to do that. Nothing to really look at, just the squirrels, huh? Can't imagine the Spectre Society will have anything else to say to me, that lady. Try talking to my wife and see if she says anything. Sometimes she's got some good insight or something.
I'm here.
It's good to have you back.
Addie?
What is it, Miles?
Oh yeah, I was an asshole. Let's go ahead and apologize for a second.
Addie, please know that I'm deeply sorry for my behavior last night. I'll do everything I can to make it up to you. Would you like me to get some new begonias?
I don't need pretty flowers or pretty words, Miles. I just want things to go back to how they were. That's really all the apology I require.
Okay, fair enough. Compliment her.
You're looking especially lovely today, Addie.
Miles, don't flirt with me. Not now.
Poorly
I
timed.
wouldn't push my luck with her, Miles. She hasn't completely forgiven you.
Compliment her again. Let's talk her about Charlotte because she said that she gets her hair done from Addie, I think.
You've got an appointment with Charlotte Robineau later today, don't you?
Are you using your detecting skills on me now?
I spoke with her at the Gascon Supper Club, and she mentioned you. Turns out she knew Desiree Lathan.
Makes sense. That social circle is tiny.
She wasn't very forthcoming, though. Do you think you might try and persuade her to talk?
Persuasion shouldn't be necessary. She usually just sits in the chair and starts gossiping up a storm. I think I know more about all the Gascon Grand Dames than anyone should.
Then you could be a great source of information. Here's what I want to know. I'm not quite there yet. I'm ready. No, here's what I want to know.
Right. These are the things I want you to ask her about.
Oh.
So you want me to take off about an inch, but keep enough for your curls?
Yes, that's right. You know how I like it, Adelaide.
Oh, now I'm controlling Adelaide, huh? I guess I'm doing it retroactively because this is what I told her to ask her about, right? Okay, any new suitors catch your eye? How was the Grand Dame's ball? What happened to Desiree Lathan? Should I go straight for the kill and ask her about Desiree? Let's see, how was the ball?
How was the Grand Dame's ball? Was your hairdo a hit?
Oh, it was. All those other old biddies were practically fainting with jealousy. Truth be told, though, the evening was rather dull. Just the regular crowd of wags and gossips. You know, sometimes I envy people like you, Adelaide.
People like me?
Yes, you know. Ordinary people. Being a member of
Ordinary
high
people.
society can be
What if
so
someone said that to
draining.
you?
One quite lacks a sense of purpose, of ordinary honest usefulness that comes from a good day's labor.
Have you done much of that sort of labor yourself, madam?
What? No, of course not. But I imagine it must be quite good for the soul, quite grounding. Just being what you are. No airs or pretense. Oh, you've missed
Try it
a bit
out.
there on the left ear. Do be sure it comes out even.
Certainly, madam.
This lady's insufferable. Are you kidding me? What the fuck? Well, welcome to Barbershop Simulator, right? Where gossip is the game and cutting hair is the cover. I think it's so funny, like, if someone were to tell you, like, oh, I envy you, ordinary people, you know? Like, just... Did you call it an ordinary person? Just seems like a funny, like, weird, like, backhanded compliment or something? I don't know, you know? At least coming from her. It's so funny. It's like, oh, I almost envy you in your labor, but fuck that, I'd never touch anything to do the labor. Right? This is like such a funny... Wait, like, she obviously doesn't know how rude she's being, that sort of thing, whatever. Like, oh, of course she looks at the world the same way I do from my ivory tower. Hello, middle-class citizen. Yeah, right? Oh, how I envy you ordinary people. Your lives are so simple. Oh, my life is so complicated you couldn't understand. Then you suitors catch your eye. What happened to Desiree Lathan? That music you're playing is lovely. We'll talk about the suitors.
Has anyone special caught your eye recently?
No, I think I'm getting too old for most of the young pups I see around these days. Besides, marriage has proved to be more trouble than it's worth. I'm finished with that whole game. Although there was one fellow who came into the supper club today. Pity he was only interested in asking questions.
Oh?
Yes, the dark brooding type. Sleepless nights etched all over his face. Still handsome, though. I invited him to join me for a drink, but he refused. Turned out he was a private investigator, if you can believe it.
Oh?
She can.
What was he asking about?
Nothing of consequence. I didn't tell him very much anyway.
Probably for the best he didn't join you for that drink then.
Especially since he was your husband. Should we leave the asking what happened to Desiree last? Talk about the music?
I have to say, your musical selection for today is lovely.
It's nice to know someone like you can appreciate some of the finer points of culture. In case you were wondering, the piece is the Fourth Symphony by a composer named Theophilus von Wagner.
Theophilus.
Yes, it's
Nice
refreshing
name,
to
dude.
hear the Fourth Symphony for a change. Most people know von Wagner for his Fifth Symphony or his Lute Concerto in D minor.
Oh, you know von Wagner?
Although I admit he is
Oh, you're
one of
not
my
just a
favorite
simpleton?
composers, I can appreciate what he brought to the movement. I'm more in favor of Scaravaldi. His development of the Concerto Grosso makes for much richer musical tapestry. Wouldn't you agree?
Oh, well, perhaps so.
She doesn't
Do
know
you have
anything
any
about it.
favorites among Scaravaldi's works?
His First Symphony is quite riveting.
Do you mean his Concerto for Mandolin? He didn't have a First Symphony as such.
Well, yes, that's what I meant.
Oh, that's great.
As much as I enjoy chatting, perhaps you should concentrate on what you're doing, dear.
No, did I do the wrong one? Broadening Horizons was an achievement I got for that. Nice. That's cool. That was a fun moment where she's like, oh yeah, I know way more about music than you, bitch. Don't take too much off the left, peasant. Yeah, Crispy. What happened to Desiree, bitch?
I was reading in the paper this morning about what happened with Desiree Lathan. Did you hear about that?
Objection. There
Such
you
a
go, no?
tragedy. Poor Desi. We hadn't talked in a long time, but how terrible to think of her dying in such a horrible way.
My condolences.
Thank you, dear.
Were you and Desiree friends?
Did you and Desiree used to be friends?
Oh, we were like sisters at one point.
What happened?
What else? A man got involved.
You were both after the same man?
I can't believe.
No, quite the contrary.
How could that have
We both
happened?
Enjoyed being unattached and had vowed to keep it that way. The
Okay.
Spinster Sisters, we used to call ourselves. But I fell for a man a few years ago. We got married, and Desiree stopped speaking to me.
That's a shame.
Yes, especially considering the marriage only lasted a few brief months. I lost both my husband and my best friend. I'm sure there's a lesson to be learned in that.
I heard that Desiree had her portrait painted. It's really cool here. Let's say the portrait thing.
I heard someone mention that Desiree had her portrait painted recently.
Yes, I heard that too. I think it was Caroline who told me. Yes, that was it, Caroline. She was looking for a portrait artist and told me Desiree had found one.
Yeah, the DeVay guy,
Roger
remember?
DeVay,
There it
I
is.
think she said his name was.
The homeless artist. He's good with the ladies. Who is this Roger DeVay? Sounds mysterious.
Roger DeVay? Sounds mysterious. Who is he?
Well, I don't know about mysterious. He's just an artist. Not a very good one either, from what I hear.
He didn't do a good job on the portrait?
Oh, no, he did fine. I just meant he hasn't really taken off. His paintings aren't worth very much, you see. But Desiree took a liking to him very quickly, even went as far as giving him an extra key to her apartment. If there was anything more going on between them, I couldn't say. But she could have done a lot better, if you ask me. I mean, he's barely even an artist now. I heard he took a teaching position at the university. Now, who would want their likeness immortalized by a lecturer?
I see. Well, I hope he makes it in the world someday.
Miracles may happen.
A little casebook edition there. I feel like this lady doesn't understand art, and she looks at it only from its value perspective. You know what I mean? How she talked about, like, oh, it's not like his art's not good. It's just that he's not, it's not worth very much. You know what I mean? Like, she wouldn't know good art if it smacked her in the face, you know? She just knows art that's worth a lot of money, because that's all this lady seems to give a shit about. Am I right?
Quite chilly out today, isn't it?
Yes, a good day for spending indoors.
Probably means we'll be getting an earlier winter.
It's a good thing I bought a new set of coats then.
Good. I think that's all finished.
Thank you, Adelaide. It was a pleasure, as always.
Likewise, Miss Robinow. I'll see you next week. And she didn't tip very well either.
Of course she
I'm
didn't.
sorry, dear. She sounds positively dreadful.
No more than the other Gascon Grand Dames. I just hope you managed to get something useful from that.
The hell, you were gonna cut her hair anyways, though, right? I mean, speak to Roger Devay at the university. Okay, so now I know where to find him, and that's the only thing I have left. Cool. I'm gonna finish this up pretty quick. She was just one scissor slip away from freeing the world of another rich bigot. Yes, for sure. Gotta do a little Sweeney Todd on her or something, huh?
These aren't half bad. Nice to know the students aren't completely wasting their time here. Well, so much for modesty. Who, is it warm in here or is it just me? Where dreams go to die.
Pretty women. Oh, what are you? What, I missed something. Noah? What was that a reference to?
I'm guessing it's locked, but it probably only contains more art supplies we don't care about. All the tools an artist would ever need: brushes, pieces of canvas, paints. There's also several jars full of clear liquid. Interesting.
And probably paint thinner, right? It's one of the songs in Sweeney Todd. Oh, gotcha. Or a line in one of the songs that is gotcha. I've never actually seen it. Never was that interested to watch it, honestly. But I understand that he's a barber that kills people. Am I right? Maybe I shouldn't reference things I don't know anything about.
Are you Roger Devay?
I am.
Miles Fordham, private investigator. I have some questions for you if you aren't too busy.
Will this take long? This isn't exactly the best time.
It shouldn't, no.
All right then, quickly.
Tell me about Desiree.
Do you know Desiree Lathan?
He's a handsome dude. No wonder the ladies love him.
What happened to her was just awful.
Indeed. My condolences, Mr. Devay. What can you tell me about her?
She was a wonderful woman. Sharp, full of life, extremely witty. I only knew her for a short time, but I consider myself lucky to have had her as a friend.
How did you two meet?
We were introduced at a party and became fast friends. It's hard to believe she's really gone.
We both took E together, and then that was it.
Do you have any information regarding Desiree's death?
No, none at all. It came as a total shock. I heard she was burned to death. Well, is that true?
It is.
It's really just unthinkable.
Do you know of anyone who might have wished harm upon her?
No. Everyone loved
Mayday.
her. To think someone could be
Hey, Saul's back.
Doing that to her.
Get that work thing handled.
Makes me feel sick.
Desiree's well. Let me switch actually back to standing mode. We're about ready to transition to posture. How's it going, Stella? Did you get that work stuff done? Hopefully it wasn't too bad. Alright, Desiree's will.
Is it true that Miss Lathan recently changed her will to make you her beneficiary?
Yes. You can imagine my surprise.
My understanding is she left you quite a significant sum.
I don't see how that's any of your business, but yes, she did. I'm very lucky. Oh, I see what you're getting at. You're thinking I killed her for her money. Is that it?
Oh, it's definitely it.
Anything of the sort, Mr. Devay.
No, but I can see it in your eyes. Look, Desiree considered me the son she never had, and she was like my second mother. I would never, ever even think of doing something so horrid.
Oh, I'm sure he wouldn't.
Man, he got really offended there, didn't he?
You painted Desiree's portrait, is that right?
Yes, I finished it just a few months ago.
Do you often do commissioned work?
Sometimes, but
Give
this
me just a
wasn't
moment,
exactly a commission, more like a gift.
You mean you weren't paid for it?
No, I didn't do it for money. It was an honor just to paint her.
I see.
Ooh,
and did
pro
she
bono.
like the result?
Well, she had it hanging in her bedroom and not in her attic, so I assumed she liked it well enough.
It was a rather nice portrait, I must admit.
Oh, so you've seen it?
No, that was the one where the name had been burned.
Regrettably, I can't comment on the likeness, never having seen the subject in life.
Ah, yes. Well, she used to say that standing in front of it was like looking into a mirror. I tried my best to do her justice.
All right, so let me give you a recap really quick. So with this case, what we've been doing is, so the case started where we have a woman who burned to death in her bed. Okay, so we went into the crime scene or whatever, and she is just basically a pile of ash pretty much. I mean, there's like, the skeleton's still there. She didn't burn that much. So there's still some fat and stuff and oils and stuff from her body, but she's basically burned to death. And what was weird is that her bed and stuff wasn't really all that burnt, and there's just like some smoke staining on the ceiling and stuff, but that was kind of weird. It was definitely trying to get us to think that she spontaneously combusted, because she was actually writing an article on like the fire within and spontaneous combustion and stuff. Just before she died. And so yeah, anyway, so she died in her bed, and we took some of her ashes and got them like inspected and stuff or whatever. But the big thing that we're on now, at least the couple different ways we have to go, is either she spontaneously combusted, or we found out that she had these love letters coming from this guy named Peter Andrews. Now, she never returned the letters, but she had a lot of letters from this guy. And so we went and talked to him, and apparently he's this married guy who's obsessed with the lady that, the victim or whatever. But I guess his wife is kind of crazy in his eyes. She's like a crazy cat lady. She's got cats and squirrels that she like obsesses over. So, you know, we talked to her a little bit. It turns out she had a cat that died, and she ended up trying to like burn this taxi driver's cab down, or she did, in retaliation because the taxi driver killed her cat, drove over him. And she also hates the victim because the guy, she knows her husband's been writing the love letters, and so she hates the victim. So we have a little bit of motive there, and she's like an arsonist. She has like 2 criminal records of her burning something, of committing arson. So she's a pretty strong suspect that we have, but we're taking another angle here with this guy. And so the victim who died was also one of these ladies that was called like the Grand Dames or something like that. So she's like this group of these ladies that are all like rich older ladies, I think, and they have this club that they go to, I guess. So we are kind of investigating this angle of, I guess she just switched her beneficiary of her will to this artist, and the artist is the guy that had recently painted a portrait for her, and our only like clue was this lady that was part of the Grand Dames or whatever. So that's where we're at right now. We're talking to the artist. This guy is the artist that painted her portrait, and I guess they were really close, and he said that she looked at him as a son and stuff like that. That's what he was just saying, but that's about all we've gotten from this guy so far. Is there anything else I missed that was important? I think that's about it. So, like, so far, I'm thinking it's probably Margaret Andrews was that lady's name, the arsonist, the wife of that one guy who was sending love letters. But I'm not sure if this guy has anything to do with it, because it is weird that he was her beneficiary and that she had recently changed it. But recent as in like 4 months ago. So it's not like it was like the day after she changed it happened or whatever. But I think that's about as much as I got. Is the chat window on stream not displaying my message? It doesn't display commands though, so it's not displaying your recap message, but as you can see, it is displaying your messages. But yeah, it never displays commands. It's those are filtered out.
How long have you been teaching at this university?
About 4 years now.
And do you also earn money with your painting?
Not of late. I haven't sold a painting in some time. But my salary from the university is enough for the time being. Perhaps someday I'll be able to devote the proper focus to my painting.
I'll let you get back to your class.
Right.
So did we get much from this guy though? Yeah, we didn't really get anything. We got a little bit more information, but we didn't, there was no like clues or anything. But we still have this burned cloth. The burned remains of a piece of cloth that appears to have traces of some oily residue on it. Miss Maxwell suggests that Desiree Lathan may have been a victim of spontaneous human combustion, which it just can't be true. Lathan Usher mentioned that Desiree Lathan changed her will to name Roger DeVay as her beneficiary. Jealous wife of Peter Andrews, who was infatuated with Miss Lathan, despite being married, has a history of violence and a criminal arson record. Which, I mean, she sounds like she's got the most motive, but there's like no evidence that she did it. You know what I mean? Honestly, the things that fits the facts most is spontaneous combustion, but I don't want to believe that because I'm just a skeptic at heart. So I feel like I would accuse Margaret before anything else. But it seems like the game's ready for me to accuse her, so I don't know if there's any other, like, evidence to get or not, you know? This game can hide, like, a bit of evidence that would open up another, like, path, though. So that could be true. My first message was started with, okay, can breathe now, doesn't appear to be showing. I sent it before the recap command. Oh, yeah, that doesn't even show up on my chat. I don't think that actually got sent still. Because I don't even see that message. It's not that it's not showing up, it's that I don't think any of us saw that message. So I don't know if anybody else can confirm that or not, but yeah, I don't think it got sent to Twitch. Didn't see it, yeah. Yeah, I don't think the message sent still. Got a little bit of a weirdness going on. Hence why I thought your first message was recap. There we go, so she resent it. Okay, can't read now. It's a very sad day again in the Bronx. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Going to veg out here. Sounds good. Sounds good. Twitch has been hiding messages in my streams lately too. Oh, really? That's interesting. This is the first I've heard of it, but if you guys let me know when you guys notice that, we'll try to keep a tab on that. So strange it displayed on my end. Yeah, it sounds like it probably like the chat tried to send it, it just didn't, so it displayed it on your end, but then when it actually tried to send it to the server, I guess something there must have just not worked or whatever. So as far as your end, it didn't give you an error, but on everybody else's end, it just didn't make it. Internet's weird. Especially Twitch. Twitch is weird. Let's see. So we just go ahead and accuse her, or should we try to see if we can't find anything else? Because I don't... Can we talk to Peter again? What would he have to say? I don't know. Let's try talking to Peter again real quick. Does he have anything else to say? No. John, probably no. No? Okay. Fair enough. Should we try looking at the crime scene again? Can we even do that? You think you'll let me?
Ask him about.
I'm afraid I need to have another look at.
All right.
Okay, cool. So I can come back in here. So here's the crime scene for anybody who didn't get to see it before. We got dead lady. So as you can see, there's still some bones and stuff left, but she's pretty dead.
Desiree, a woman of infinite riches, of tastes most fancy. Well, where's all your money? Come to think of it, that question might be worth answering.
Which we kind of did answer. It's going to be in that DeVay guy's pocket, pretty much.
I don't think Desiree will be able to give.
Bill?
What?
Yeah, he's just saying all the same stuff. I don't think there's any other clues here.
I don't think there's much else we can learn just by looking at these ashes.
Yeah, I agree, Bill. I agree.
Nothing else of interest in there.
This is the portrait that the DeVay guy had painted.
That's a nice portrait of Miss Lathan. Too bad it was damaged by the fire. The area where the artist's signature should be has been singed and is unreadable. Too bad.
But the date is still legible. It's from this year.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything extra. I guess we're just gonna go accuse Margaret, I guess. I feel unsatisfied with the lack of concrete evidence for that. Maybe it was spontaneous combustion, but I'm blaming Margaret. Fuck it, dude. So may I ask, why is it a sad day in the Bronx? I didn't say anything taboo, strange. Normally I done goofed it, and not this time. Yeah, if it's something like taboo or whatever, you'll get like a message, at least feedback from Twitch. That's why I think it was just like a genuine like bug, like just a network error or whatever. I don't think it was Twitch censoring you or anything like that, because usually it gives us feedback there. You know, there was a massive fire on Sunday in an apartment building. Yeah, I read about that today, resulting in 17 dead, and mostly they were children. Today there were riots because they found out that the automatic fire doors and sprinkler systems had a failure and was neglected for months prior. Oh, I didn't hear about that, though. I did hear about the fire, but that's crazy. I heard about this. I know a drummer who lost his studio in that exact fire. Oh, really? That's unfortunate. Damn. This is why I'll never move to an apartment. I mean, sometimes with the financial situations the way they can be, sometimes, Crispy, you might not have a choice. Just taking it from me. That's how I landed in my apartment. I wouldn't live in an apartment if I had another option. All right, let's see here. Police station.
Got a moment, Upton?
Yes, but let's make this quick.
Wrap up the
I'm
case.
done with the Lathan case.
Oh, what have you got?
It's an unsolvable case. No, I'm just kidding. That'd be so funny to go with that. Like every single time she wants you to solve a case, you just go, it's unsolvable. I don't know. It's unsolvable. I can't do it. That'd be so funny. Yes, willingly, right? Yeah. Yeah, I hear you there. Margaret Andrews.
She was murdered by Margaret Andrews out of jealousy.
I just
Her
feel like
husband,
that's
Peter,
not right.
was obsessed with Desiree and constantly sent her love letters, even after marrying Margaret. When Mrs. Andrews found out, she flew into a jealous rage and killed Miss Lathan by burning her to death.
And how did she manage to do so?
I'm unclear on the exact specifics
Right.
of how, but her criminal history of arson indicates that she is the most likely.
I don't feel like this is a very strong case.
I'll pass along the information. Perhaps the other detectives can find a definitive link to Mrs. Andrews' method. Good work, Fordham. As usual, I'll send anything else your way as soon as I get it.
Totally nuts was the achievement for that.
Margaret Andrews?
Miss
Yes.
Parsons.
That's right. How may I help you, officer?
You're under arrest for the murder of Desiree Lathan.
What? But that's impossible. What proof do you have?
I'm not obligated to answer your questions, madam. Now please, come with me.
I feel like we don't have any
Oh,
proof.
you pigs are all the same. But just you wait. Edgar and Hubert will avenge me.
Her cats will avenge her? I mean, she's crazy, so maybe I don't have to feel too bad about not having the evidence.
Dearest, I'm back.
There you are. I was starting to get worried you wouldn't make it home in time.
In time? In time for what?
For dinner at the Rutherfords. I told you about it the other night, don't you remember?
I'm terribly sorry, dear. It must have slipped my mind.
How you haven't yet been presented a prize for Husband of the Year is beyond me.
Shut up, Bill.
There's still time for you to get ready if you hurry.
Let me catch up here a little bit. If I'm not home and someone burns down the building and I lose my cats, that's it, man. No, I hear you, Crispy. Yeah, for sure. I think about that sometimes with mine. Like I just read today about the fire that caused. I mean, was that the Bronx one? Was it caused by a space heater or something like that? But I mean, I just feel like every year I read about fires caused by like space heaters and stuff, and I just like think about the people that live around me, and it's just like I don't know if people are irresponsible here or not, but I definitely get worried about that kind of thing. So I totally know what you mean. I'm sorry about the drummer, Noah, but I hope he didn't suffer any health complications. Many people have smoke inhalation, right? Yeah. Could be worse, I suppose, huh? I was planning on donating to that drummer's GoFundMe to help him get back on his feet, but I may end up donating to help out the families involved. Yeah, right? Yeah, I can see why you'd want to go. If you could go both ways, wouldn't you want to just donate to both if you had the resources? He was touring out of state, luckily. Okay, so he wasn't even there, but that's still very unfortunate, man. That's rough. Definitely affects a lot of people, right? Even if it's in different ways like that. My gran has dementia, and when she had to live with my aunt, she was always turning the oven/stove on for no reason. Wow, really? Oh gosh, that sounds so scary just to have that on. Oh god. There was one time in my life when I accidentally left the stove on, and it was just like barely on. I think I just didn't turn it all the way off, so it was just like on the lowest setting. And even then I shit myself when I found out that I had done that. I can't imagine just cranking it up for no reason. Nobody even knowing. Oh gosh. All right, where are we at here? We're going to the dinner with the Rutherfords or whatever. Give them my excuses. I'm not in the mood to go out. I'd much rather spend a quiet evening in with you. Perhaps we can reschedule. I'll say perhaps we can reschedule. I mean, the first one sounds like the worst thing to say.
Why not just reschedule? I'm sure they'll understand.
They're leaving on a 2-month trip to Europe next week. This will be the last chance to see them for ages.
Then go ahead without me. Please give Anne and Joseph my regrets.
So you're just going to sit here at home by yourself?
I'll probably just catch up on my reading or try and get some sleep.
All right. right. Suit yourself. I shouldn't be home too late, but don't wait up.
Have a wonderful time, my love.
Come on, Miles, just suck it up and go to fucking dinner, man.
Alone at last.
If only I were.
Careful what you wish for, Miles. You just might get it.
Seeing as I won't, I think another trip to the Angels in order.
Oh, you're gonna break
Oh, what?
conditions of lying? That's bold.
Nonsense. I'll be home in no time. It'll just be a quick drink to calm my nerves and get you out of my hair.
Yeah, the incentive is too strong.
Very funny.
Because he knows he can get rid of Bill by drinking now, so that's what he's going to turn
That
to.
last case was really something. It's true. Hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. Still, I hope they manage to find exactly how Mrs. Andrews killed Desiree.
Yeah, me too.
Otherwise, she's likely to be set free. You're not listening to me, are you? Oh, right. You've had 2 drinks already. Fine. I'll just see myself out.
Copper for your thoughts, Miles?
Oh, nothing in particular. Just having one of those nights. I should probably be getting home.
One last gin for the road?
Ah, hell, why not?
I knew he was going to say yes.
It's later than I thought. Addie must be asleep.
No, no.
Miles, I thought you said you were staying in tonight. What happened to you?
This is not good.
I went out for a bit and lost track of time.
Miles, you're dead drunk.
No, of course I'm not.
I'm not pissing in the begonias.
Don't you dare keep lying to me, Miles. It's obvious. I can smell it on you.
But I'm not drunk. I only had 2, I think.
I don't care how many you had. You promised me this wouldn't happen again. Where exactly did you go tonight anyway?
It was the Angel. It was at some bar. I forget the name. No, we're going to tell you it's at the Angel. All right, let me catch up here. We got quite a bit going on here. Crispy, I know exactly how that is. I just recently lost my gran who suffered from Alzheimer's and dementia. Oh, that's so sad. I can so relate to that, Crispy. When my grandfather lived with me, my mom and I had to work opposite times, so we could watch him all the time. He was not independent and did unsafe things. Forks in the toaster, cook and egg and eat it raw or completely burnt. Oh gosh, that's so sad, you know. Crispy says, I accidentally left the oven on in the past and it caused issues with me going to sleep and leaving the house. I would spend about 10 to 30 minutes checking the stove to make sure it was off, even if I could clearly see it was off. Yeah, that sounds like a way you can end up with like OCD just from like the traumatic experience, you know. So my gran would lose money and rip things up and accuse my uncle of stealing from her. She had to go into a care home even though she didn't want to, but it was dangerous with her leaving the oven on and wandering off by herself and getting lost. Right, yeah, I mean, it's like, would you want to let her end up killing everybody or burning the house down, or, you know, put her somewhere where she'll be safe and everyone around her will be safe? Like, I understand why you'd end up taking her to like a care center or whatever. I get that.
I was at the Angel.
The Angel? But why would you go there?
I suppose I was just trying to relive the old days.
So why didn't you tell me you were going?
I don't know.
Miles, this has to stop. First it was that sleep medicine, now you started to go out drinking yourself into a stupor after you explicitly promised me you wouldn't again. It's clear that you've been keeping something from me and using drugs and drink as a way to avoid dealing with it.
No, really, it's just...
No, Miles. I'm tired of the lies.
Oh no, she gonna leave me?
What you said when I came home from my appointment with Mrs. Lefebvre. God forbid Adelaide ever find out about something. I wanted to think I'd imagined it, so I let it go. But I've come to realize just how wrong I was.
Addie, please.
You gotta tell her about Bill.
Enough. No more excuses, no more lying. I just want to hear the truth. What is it you're not telling me?
If I tell you, you'll think I'm crazy. If I tell you, you'll never believe me. If I tell you, you wouldn't understand. Crazy, never believe me, or you wouldn't understand. I think I'll say you'll never believe me. I think that's what I'm gonna go with. Exactly, Crispy. It's so difficult. My granddad didn't want to go into the nursing home, but after his second fall and second stroke, we couldn't lift him anymore. I may be strong, but he became a two-person assist. Yeah, and it's not good. You want them to be somewhere where they can be safe, you know, and that there's going to be someone that can actually watch over them and all that stuff for sure. But I can understand how, just like being a person who likes to be independent, I can totally understand why someone would not want that, though. I totally get it. Especially once you've gotten into like some old age, I bet you have, you know, you want to keep some of that like independent pride, you know, like you don't want to be waited on, you know. Probably doesn't make you feel like an adult. My gran had a stroke too, which is when she went to live with my aunt. She wanted to be independent, but she relied on everyone else for everything. She wouldn't even do the physical therapy the doctors said, told her to do. Is that what you're saying? Said she'd do?
I can't tell you, Addie. I'm sorry, but if I do, you'll never believe me.
Do you know what I really don't believe, Miles? The fact that you think it necessary to lie to your own wife. Am I to believe that for all these years you've never felt you could trust me?
Of course not. It's just that this is different.
A lie is a lie, Miles. And the bottom fact is you've been lying to me for months. Perhaps I was too naive or too distracted to see what was really going on, but you finally opened my eyes. This can't go on. I refuse to let it go on.
What are you saying?
Oh no, she's leaving us, guys.
Get out, Miles, and don't come back until you're ready to tell me the truth.
Let's just tell her about Bill.
You don't mean that.
I do mean it, Miles. I don't care where you spend the night, but it's not going to be here. If you ever decide you want to tell me what's going on, I'll listen. But until then, just go.
No, Miles. No, Maddie. Oh, it's Miss Upton. Is this where we go?
Take me away from all my troubles. So far away from all the worries in my life. Who in the ether is calling at this time of night?
Why are you playing the piano at this time of night?
Oh, Miles, please come in. It's so nice to see you outside of work.
Oh, I get a hug and a kiss?
How
Is
nice.
that how it works now?
You put up your rough and tough attitude, but I know deep down you're really a kitten.
Upton, are you drunk?
No, of course not.
She's had a few.
I admit I like to have a glass of wine or six,
Or six.
to unwind after work, but I can hold my own.
Well, I'm glad you're not, because I am.
Wait, what's going on? Is everything all right?
No, I'm afraid I've made a mess of things at home. Addie threw me out.
Oh, Miles. I'm terribly sorry to hear that.
Not as sorry as I am, believe me.
What happened?
It's really not worth getting into. Let's just say I need to figure some things out about my life.
Don't we all?
Constance, I hate to impose, but...
Of course you can stay here, Miles. As long as you
That's
need
so
to.
nice of her.
Thank you. I won't need much space. That chair in the corner should do nicely.
Are you sure? You won't be uncomfortable?
I've slept in worse places, believe me.
All right. Well, I should probably be getting to bed. Early morning tomorrow and all that.
Of course. Have a good night, Upton, and thank you again for letting me stay.
Not a problem. Good night.
It's kind of interesting. What's happening to Miles, you know? Time for third dinner. See you guys later. Sounds good, Charlotte. Have a good night. Hope you enjoy your dinner. I need to have myself some dinner.
Election night. The perfect opportunity to switch out one rich swindler for another. Don't know why you're wasting your time. It's not as though the Prime Minister actually does anything. It's oddly quiet in here. Maybe my mustache drawing campaign had an effect after all.
Good evening, sir. Are you registered to vote?
Yes, I am. Here's my registration card.
Very good, Mr. Fordham. You've come at an excellent time. Go ahead and step inside a booth. Take as long as you need.
Thank you, young man.
Re-elect Herbert Atwood. Citizens of New Britain know a vote for Atwood is a vote for progress. The truth of the matter is that steam technology is a necessity in our modern lives. Prime Minister Atwood vows to fund etheric research and build a better, prosperous future for Vespuccia and its people. Don't be fooled by the lies and confusion of the ignorant masses. Bring Vespuccia into the future. Citizens of New Britain, do you want to be replaced by a machine? Have you or someone you love been injured or killed by steam tech? Is it hard to understand how anyone could fall for the aethericity lie? Then vote Hart Leroy, the man of the people. We find ourselves at a crossroads. Politicians and con artists are trying to play you for a fool. The true future of Vespuccia lies in the sweat of its workers. Don't fall for the lies of the flights of fancy. Steam tech is not the solution. Hart Leroy will ensure that jobs are kept and strive to create even more of them. Keep your head out of the clouds and your feet on the ground. Vote Leroy.
A list of fools who think their opinion will actually make a difference. An ad for a brothel. At least they seem to know their audience.
Yeah, brothel ad in here? That's kind of weird.
Yeah, at least you're already registered to vote. Having to go through that bureaucratic nightmare tonight would have just added insult to injury. I thought they were trying to encourage people to vote. With all these rules, it's a wonder anyone bothers.
You know, Bill doesn't believe in voting. I guess I'll vote for Atwood. I'm more of an automation guy myself.
Well,
I like
taken
robots.
care of. Thankfully, the Angel isn't a polling place, so we can still have a nice quiet evening.
Civic duty achievement unlocked. Hell yeah.
What? My head is pounding. Damn withdrawal.
Actually, I think someone's knocking at the door.
Oh, right.
It's not our front door, but I guess we're answering it.
Good afternoon, miss. If you're looking for Miss Upton, I'm afraid she's not in right now.
No, I've already spoken with Miss Upton. I'm looking for Mr. Miles Fordham.
Oh, I see. Well, I'm Miles Fordham. What can I do for you, Miss...
Mrs. Emily Morgan. I have a problem, you see. Miss Upton said you'd be able to help.
Oh, here's the next job, huh?
Come in.
This feels very Sherlock Holmesy.
Seems to be the trouble.
It's my brother, Ronan Lespay. He was murdered 4 nights ago outside a tavern in the Chum.
How unfortunate. Please go on. 4 nights ago on election night, I suppose he was spared having to see the outcome of the election. That's not a very nice thing to say. Say how unfortunate. Please go on.
How unfortunate. Please, go on.
The police took his body to the mortuary and investigated the crime scene, but they're out of ideas. I've been down there at the station every day, but they don't seem to care enough to look into it any further. All they've been able to determine was that it wasn't a robbery, and that the clothes he was wearing weren't his. My brother was a good man, Mr. Fordham. He would never have willingly gone to that part of town. I need to know why he was murdered, and I want whoever did it to pay for it.
Very well, Mrs. Morgan. I'll take your case.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Fordham.
I just need to know where your brother was killed, and where I might be able to contact you.
He was found outside the Silent Raven. It's on Alewife Avenue, on the west side of the Chum. Here, take this. It's a photo of Ronan. It might help your investigation.
Thank you.
And if you need to speak with me, you can come to my husband's bakery. It's here in Worcester, at 15 Drummond Street.
Very good. I'll begin my investigation right away.
Thank you again, Mr. Fordham. You have no idea how much this means to me.
Well, this case has our names written all over it. Maybe it'll be good practice for finding the man who caused my death, eh?
Oh, if we can find any leads, Bill. We'll get to it, buddy. All right, but I think we're actually gonna have to call it a night here. It is, yep, it's 9 o'clock, and we're at a perfect stopping point, so I think this is where we're gonna call the stream, guys. This will be stream 3 save. Stream 3 save. There we go. And we didn't have any fuck-ups or anything tonight. Hell yeah, that's awesome. All right, guys. Well, let me pop on over to my ending screen here. So thanks everybody for hanging out. Thank you for that cheer, Noah. I appreciate you, my dude. All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed that. I've been really enjoying this game. That's pretty fun. Cool to get through a whole case there like that. Thank you very much, Crispy. I appreciate you. And yeah, I'm excited for next week. It seems like the overall plot and the story is getting a little bit more involved too, with Miles getting kicked out of his house and stuff. So that's cool. And this whole new, like, starting out this investigation with actually meeting someone who wanted me to help is pretty cool as well. I think that's a nice little change to the story, so I'm excited. Glad I was able to catch the tail end. Thank you, Dom, and Night All. Yeah, you're very welcome. Thanks for coming to hang out, so. Let's see. I do have a couple things, a couple plugs. We got community night fast approaching. I think it's just in about 10 days from now, so yeah, guys, go ahead and jump in that Discord if you're not already. Let me go ahead and get that community link going. There we go. So yeah, if you guys haven't checked it out yet, check out that link for the Discord. That should bring you to the event in the Discord, so you should be able to join the Discord with that link, and you should be able to show us that you're interested in hanging out for that event with that link. And when it comes to that event, we're going to be playing some Jackbox games, so if you guys want to come by, you can be on webcam, you can just be on your mic if you want, or you can just mute yourself completely and just listen to all the chaos if you want. So whatever level of participation you're most comfortable with is okay with us, so please feel free to come hang out. Next week is so far away. Oh yeah, to continue the game. Yeah, I hear you. But it'll be just that much sweeter though, Crispy. Come next Tuesday. But yeah, so we got community night coming up 22nd. So yeah, enjoy that, guys. We also have the podcast. We just had a new episode drop last Friday. So if anybody hasn't checked that out, I encourage you to do so. They run about an hour and a half long, and it's me, Papa, and Dano. So if you like us three, then I think you'll like the podcast, so check it out. I think you guys will enjoy it. And let's see. Oh yeah, one last thing I always been trying to plug is that on the 31st, it's a Monday. I won't be streaming that day. I think it's, what is it, like 3 weeks from now? Let me check. Yeah, 3 weeks from now. That Monday, I will not be streaming on my channel. I will be hosting a stream for Team Sanity. They're doing a streamer showcase, and they've invited me to be the subject that week. So we'll be, I'll be getting interviewed by them. We'll be playing some Sea of Thieves with those guys. I will be hosting it on this channel. So if you guys just want to come hang out that day, you will find me on my stream. You'll just have to come over to Team Sanity to come chat with me and hang out. So, and I encourage you to do so. I'm gonna put a link for Team Sanity. There we go in the chat. So if you guys want, check out Team Sanity's page and go ahead and follow them in advance, because they're a great group of people, great group of streamers. So I think you guys will like them. So yeah, just plan on that, huh? On 31st. Other than that, I think that's all I got. Thanks, Tom. No, thank you, Kim. No, thank you. Thanks for hanging out. Yeah, I think that's all we got. So let's go ahead and see if we can find somebody to raid, huh? It is Tuesday, so it might be a Papa raid night. Let's see here. Yep, Papa's on. He's playing Deadfall Adventures. So how about we jump on over there? We got a lot of friends on. But you know, we got to show Papa some of that loving. So let's jump on over there. Papadopoulos. Yep, exactly. All right, let me get the raid message out there for you guys. In case you guys want to spam that in Papa's chat. I know I like to try to remember to do that. Let me copy it for myself. There we go. Also, let me jump in my own stream so I can join the raid. All right, there we go. All right, going to start that raid up now, guys. So thanks for hanging out, everybody. I really appreciate you guys. And I appreciate anybody who jumps in on this raid. We'll be raiding over in a Papa Wolf, playing some Deadfall Adventures. So yeah, all right, you guys have a good night. Thanks for hanging out. We'll see you tomorrow for some Death Loop, which I'm super excited for. So yeah, until I see you again, stay happy, stay healthy. I love you. And we'll see you later. Right on, guys. Bye.